And the golden raspberry goes to you, the listener. Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, this is Modern Escapism. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Oodles, and last week I wasn't away due to being sick. I was showing solidarity to my colleague and friend Gary Lineker. Joining me today, also showing solidarity last week, and winner of the highest percentage of buns and crisps consumed by one man at one time, it's Stig.
I don't know where this myth that I eat all these crisps and buns comes from.
I mean, he's
from
made
our
of crisps.
crisp episode.
I'm made of crisps, yeah. I'm as soft as a bun.
The crisp episode, you had all of the crisps with you.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah, that episode I did have all the crisps.
And winner of the I'm just going to treat myself again this week award, it's Gadget.
I mean, yeah, more on that later.
Winner of the Problematic Mind of Britain award, it's Biggie.
Yep.
And Porn Star of the Year 2013, star of Gape Escape and All's Fair in Love and Whore, it's Candy.
And Anal Babes from Outer Space too.
And that I forgot about that one.
Oh, I've only seen number one.
Yeah, it's good. Welcome to the show,
first
everybody.
One. Am I going to need to see it to get the plot?
You need number two, really.
There's no plot, mate.
There's a massive plot hole.
Oh. Before we get into the show, let me give you a rundown of the episode to come. We'll have the Nexus, in which Biggie reviews another shooting game from about 4 years ago, and the Patron's Choice segment, which should be great. But before all that, it's time for some Biggie's breaking news.
You may already know, but he doesn't, because it's time for Biggie's breaking news.
Here is the news. I have no idea why I said that.
Not when I'm drinking, Biggie.
What the fuck was that?
Oh, God. It's got to be no. I've got Peroni in my nose.
It's going to be one of those episodes, isn't it?
Well,
That will be a regular segment of the show.
Oh, God.
Okay, according to Insider Gaming, the website reports that Sony could be targeting a late 2024 date for its supposedly in development PS5 Pro. So yeah, I don't know how people feel about this, because there's obviously a massive delay in people actually getting them. Now they're already getting the Pro out.
It seems to be a bit trite to be already targeting a Pro when the current PS5, like, no one's really kind of reached a limitation with it. You know? Like, you know, I know it was a bit of a dud game, but Forspoken had some, like, incredible graphics, and
We've got 4K 60 anyway, haven't we?
yeah, like, there are a lot of games running at that. Like, God of War Ragnarok ran amazingly. So I kind of got it with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox X.
It was years later, though. It was years later.
Yeah, the Xbox One X. They were quite a way into it, but also those machines were way underpowered for where technology went.
Yeah, they pushed them out as soon as they could, didn't they?
Yeah. Whereas now especially if you look at like Unreal 5 as an engine is designed to give you better results for less computational power. So it's like people are getting more out of less. So this is just money making. And I also kind of don't see what they can do with it. What is sort of, I mean, the PS5 already outputs to 8K if you get compatible with it. What are they going to do? Oh, we've got a 12K one. No one's got a fucking 12K telly.
You'll have one soon, though.
So there's 3 years between the PS4 and PS4 Pro. And we're now and come this November, that's 3 years of the PS5.
I'd prefer an iteration rather than a Pro, like a smaller version.
What I was going to say, also, if it looks much better than the fucking travesty next to my TV.
I mean, yeah.
Trade that in day one and get a new one.
Landfills full of PS5s.
Yeah, just a smaller one would do me. Like, I'm sick of having to step around it every time I walk in my living room.
I think it'd be the size of the Isle of Wight.
It stares at me.
So it will be smaller.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to get attacked every time I walk in.
I walk into the room and it's like, he's like, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. Fucking hell.
Those trainers, you ain't coming in.
It's when it's on standby mode and it doesn't update, and the light, the LEDs on the two wings start going like a menacing orange. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh
Mine's
no,
doing that now.
I have angered it.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are
Gadget.
on caution. It's caution
I'm afraid I can't do that, Gadget.
Yeah. Wake up, Michael.
Oh god, you real named me. Ooh, nah, stop it, Kenny.
Don't dead name me like that. Next.
Bleak Faith Forsaken, which is a Souls-like game recently released this month, has allegedly taken some umbrage with its developer. With Epic, with its developer being accused of stealing animations directly from Elden Ring. Dark Souls modding tools developer Meow Maritus called the title out on Twitter, showing off some pretty damning evidence. If you haven't seen it, it's got 2 videos side by side
I have.
of fighting animations, and they are exactly the same.
Identical.
In
Even the
response-
iframe's the same.
Yep. In response, a developer from Bleak Faith, Archangel Studios, released a statement on Discord defending the inclusion of the assets, explaining that they were purchased as part of a pack obtained from the Epic Games Store.
No way.
The dev then
No
went
way.
on to say, "We're always been transparent about using the Epic Marketplace for animations that are good and fit our theme. The rest I made. We just needed more variety, and I'm not an animator by trade. I had to learn from this game." And as this all kicked off, Archangel Studios then had to release another statement explaining how Bleak Faith Forsaken ended up with identical assets to From Software's hit open world RPG. It explained that 10% of the game's development was outsourced to Epic Marketplace assets, and they bought the packs in good faith. They are now working on having them replaced in the game.
I mean,
Because they ripped it off through and through, and they got caught.
no, not necessarily. I mean, fair play to their developers, because like Bleak Faith looks. I mean, it's getting middling reviews, but like the amount of effort that they've put into it, they're a 3-person team. They're like a team cherry working in 3D. So because they built the game in Unreal, you have the Epic Marketplace where you can get things and you bought things off there. So the real issue, I think, lies with Epic not doing quality checks on the assets that are getting uploaded to us.
Could be that, yeah.
Because they've been quite firm in saying, like, you know, we bought these packs in good faith. The list of what the pack was has been taken down. I think the fault lies with Epic for having such an open market with real checks on stuff, because it seems like it is really easy to just pull shit out of a game if you know how to like decompile the code, and you can just re-upload it there. And this person's whoever uploaded that's obviously made a fair bit of cash out of Elden Ring animations.
So is it just Joe
Yeah.
Public that can upload then?
Yeah. Anyone with an Epic account?
Oh, right.
Yeah. I've seen people play this game. It's shite.
It's a 5 out of 10 game, but again,
Yeah.
3-person team making a kind of a big 3D Souls-like open
Better
world
than
game.
we could do.
Exactly,
We
yeah.
could do.
Like, more power to them. They've obviously learnt a fair bit from this. Maybe their next game will be good.
Yeah. It's like the Surge, isn't it? Surge 2 is way better than the first because they learned from it.
Yeah, the Surge had some great ideas, but it was not a good game.
Yes. And Lords of the Fallen. Let's see what happens to the new one.
I can't wait for that. That's going to be a fucking disaster. First game.
out.
Oh, don't say that. I picked that in my fantasy
Oh,
career.
mate, you fucked us in there big time. Oh, next.
FIFA president Gianni Infantino, what a name, called on unity in the football family, and the World Federation is a strong and stable position, having regained the trust of sponsors and institutions.
Oh, he's got
He opened the
Toria. He's
FIFA
strong and stable.
Oh, yeah.
Never been stronger.
He opened the FIFA Congress recalling the epiphany he had when he visited the Genocide Memorial in 2016 when campaigning from the
This
FIFA
is true, Gadget.
presidency. Who am I to give up, he said. The FIFA boss was comparing his victory to the 2016 FIFA presidential election to Rwanda's recovery from genocide.
Oh, wow.
Fucking insane, this man. Did you not hear the insane stuff he was coming out with before the Qatar World Cup?
Yeah.
To try and justify stuff. He's he's an idiot.
Isn't this
And
one of the guys that took the bribes from Qatar?
No. This was no. This is the guy who took over from them.
Oh, right.
This is the guy that years ago had the Auschwitz Memorial band that they made, saying, I wear this all year round because the Jews are my people. He's not Jewish.
He's just
He's just a nutter. They are my people. They're not though, are they?
no. He tries to He does the whole thing about football brings all races, religions, people, lifestyles together. It can be a force for good, and it can, but also the way he goes about it is just awful.
Right.
He's a fucking idiot.
And he just looks
Fucking
like
idiot.
a greedy, horrible, typical
Lizard.
big lizard boss of a massive global
And-
corporation.
And here's me thinking Sepp Blatter was the strangest person involved with football.
He's not
However-
in comparison.
However, I'm sure Biggie's about to touch about what he says on the FIFA game.
Oh, it's
It
so
gets a
good.
bit weirder.
Get ready.
So it's
Gadget.
outperformed. FIFA has outperformed its conservative budget to make $7.6 billion. So he claimed that the organisation is now trusted by everyone, sponsors and institutions alike.
Ha!
At the end of his speech, he listed 11 triumphs to his last term as well as 11 promises for his next term. He said, amongst others, that FIFA will go head-to-head with EA Sports by launching a rival video game. The new FIFA game, the FIFA 25, 26, 27, and so on, will always be the best e-game for any girl or
E-game.
boy. We will have
E-game.
news on this very soon.
Will be the best e-game for any
Right.
girl or boy.
So you are
No
going
gender
against,
neutral people can play it either.
You are going
They're not allowed.
against you're going against EA, who have been making football games for 30 years.
Yeah.
Konami, if they ever actually do something, have been making football games for 25 years. And you think that a game developed in the next 2 years is going to be the best football game of all time? No. No.
I mean, out of the five of us, it's me and Candy that don't play football games. So Candy, best e-game for a girl or a boy, myself. It's going to be it, isn't it? Clearly, like we're going to be up there with FIFA games now.
I'm pumped. I'm
Like,
going to be there on Christmas morning,
Yep.
face absolutely rosy cheeked, scraping that thing open. I'm going to be playing my e-game. My mum's going
Yep.
to be proud of me.
Yep.
You know, we're all going to be proud on the TV.
No Death Stranding. It's not going to match up to FIFA 26.
Oh, no.
No, none of that. The next Dark Souls. No, that's not going to stack up
No.
to it. No.
That's not a good enough e-game.
No. They're poor e-games by comparison, according to this
Exactly.
fucking weird Italian man.
Oh, bravo.
And as you say, Oodles, a good point. What are the non-binaries to do?
Not allowed to play.
They're not allowed to
They're
play
not allowed to
football.
play. They're not allowed to play.
No e-games for non-binary people.
They don't
Yeah,
play
you got-
sports. We
they've
all
got-
know this.
They've
They're
got
not
EA
allowed.
football.
Yeah. Fucking honest to God.
He's just he's a strange man.
All
Thing
jokes
is, though,
Absolutely.
he's weird, but I kind of like him.
No, I don't. He's
For his
awful.
energy again.
all jokes aside, and actually, to be fair, leading up to a joke on this one, like last year when Konami kind of they came because they'd killed off Pez and they came back with eFootball, and it
That's
was
a proper e-game.
and that's a proper e-game because it's got an E in the name.
Yeah, exactly.
But it was entertainingly bad. Like, it was an utterly broken game. Like, I've never paid attention to a football game because, like, when people complain about like FIFA, it's just like, oh, you can't pass forward or properly, or they change the controls. Like, I don't care about that shit. I do care about it when referees' heads spin around on the spot, or massive glitches happen. So I'm
You
looking.
should see it when Luis Suarez gets a ball and it makes his face concave for the rest of the
Exactly,
fucking match.
yeah, like that kind of
so
thing.
good.
So, like, I'm now looking forward to FIFA 25, not because I want to play it, because I want to see the memes. I
Who
want
do you
to
think's
see
going
the
to do
games.
it? What development team is it going to be? Like,
Oh, please let them set up their own development team. Please let
no,
them
I
set it up.
I want them to announce it, and we finally partnered up with, and I want it to be someone
Bloober
fucking
team.
shite, Bloober team, or someone that just doesn't understand it. Like fucking who's the guy? What's his name? Who did the fucking Jason? Them games. What's that?
Oh,
What's that
Quantic
fucking
Dream.
guy? Quantic Dream. Imagine if they did.
David Cage does football.
Yeah,
speaking-
imagine that. We've
quickly
reinvented
speaking-
football.
on the eFootball and Konami, they want you to know that eFootball 2023 has surpassed 600 million downloads globally.
Because it's free.
Yeah,
How
Because
many
it's on
did-
mo-
That's
how many
right.
did
because
FIFA
it's on
23 sell?
mobile.
How many did FIFA 23 sell? That's over 1 billion, isn't it?
Yeah. The
600
fucked up
million.
thing is, right, the eFootball mobile game is way better than the console version. Way better. It's way better. Unbelievably better. It's a competent little touchscreen football game. But fucking hell, Konami. Imagine that fall from grace. Fucking Pez used to be insane. God, he was
Absolutely.
No, I mean,
please keep us up to date with Gianni Infantino's news reports on the next few.
He sounds like one of the circles of hell, doesn't he?
He does. In fact, I think
is.
I think you
FIFA
could
is.
probably find him down there in Dante's Inferno. But yeah,
He would, but that's where he is.
Please keep it more than the Microsoft merger thing. Give us this one because I want to know who the developer's
he's on the
going to
phone
be.
again.
I think Biggie's got
No.
a phone call.
He's on the phone again.
Oh nah.
Uh-oh.
Biggie, it's rude, this.
Is he?
Oh.
I think he's actually on the phone this time.
No, he's not.
muted it.
He's
He's
not.
muted it. He's muted everything. He's muted. Biggie?
That was actually a genuine phone call. Right,
We don't trust you after last week, Biggie.
I know. Speaking of EA,
Turn your phone off, mate. You're podcasting.
speaking of EA, The Sims 4 has received its infant update earlier this week, which saw a brand new life stage added to the base game. But there's been some issues with this update, and several Simmers have been posting adorable babies with really long-legged monstrosities. If you haven't
so
seen the
fast.
pictures, check them up on Reddit because, they're some weird.
They become
looking
slender
things.
men so fast.
They look like they're atop some kind of humanoid stilts, apparently.
Well, that one's getting bricked up in a wall and left to die.
Let it go swimming. Take out the steps.
Put
Yeah.
up in the loft and fed fish heads once a week.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sorry, incidentally, with The Sims, I still don't get why people put money into this game. The game itself is free to play, but there are 64 content packs on Steam for it.
Acid
I wonder what the
Pearl is
actual
mad
cost
for The
of them
Sims.
all is.
Well, a big chunk of them are on sale at the minute. Hang on, how much would it cost?
Live
About
maths.
30 quid or something.
Oh, it'd be like, I reckon, let's take a guess, about 400 quid.
320 quid. I want to say.
600.
So the total cost with The Sims 4 with all DLC, and this was actually Rock Paper Shotgun posted this out in January. I think there's been a new DLC come out, so it's slightly out of date. At full price, not on Steam sale, £910.39.
Hell.
Jesus.
And your pal's got all these candy? Your
Probably,
pal's got all
probably.
these? Yeah.
Wow. Fucking hell.
Sims used to be fucking brilliant as well. It used to be such a good game.
Because it had all the content in it.
Yeah.
Apart from pets, but you didn't mind buying pets because it was a good expansion. You got pets.
The Rock Paper Shotgun broke it down into, so the base game itself is free. It is a free to play game. Then you have 13 expansion packs, which will run you £454. Then 12 game packs, which are £215. Then 18 stuff packs, which are just like items for like wardrobe or house or whatever, £179. And then 19 kits, which I don't know what that means, is £94. So yeah, over £900.
I remember way back in the day on that, I don't know if it was Sims 1 or Sims 2, when they brought out that H&M pack, and it was the first game in history to get all ones from every publisher ever. 1 out of 10.
Oh, the H&M. I can't remember if it was the H&M pack or it was one similar that it got a PC Gamer reviewer in America banned from getting EA games because he wrote a review that just absolutely slated it, but is like a work of fiction. It's like Mr. EA comes home and he takes a drink and he's sick of his life and he wants to commit suicide, and his wife asks him what's wrong, and he's like, we just done the deal for the H&M pack or some shit like that.
I genuinely think that first Sims was a fucking masterpiece. It was brilliant.
Sims 1 and Sims 2 are great. Sims 3 fucked it.
Yeah.
Apparently Sims 4 is fun, but monetized out the arse.
I just like building the house, and then I never moved a family in. I was just a real estate agent. That's all I did.
Although
Only made money.
they have ruined the Sims 4. The latest update allows your Sims to get out the pool without a ladder.
Fuming.
You can't kill them anymore.
Literally unplayable.
No.
Yeah, literally.
You brick them up in a room, take out the windows and doors.
Let them piss themselves. Yeah.
Put some wicker baskets in there and a fireplace.
Set them on fire,
and
yeah.
wait. But then you have to put a door in for when death comes, because death has to be able to get into the house to
Trust me.
reap their
No, he
souls.
walks around the house, if not, for a long time. He'll just keep walking around the house trying to get in.
Metal.
And then your wife goes back to the spot where your child dies and just
Cries.
and mourns.
Yeah.
God.
Oh my
Fucking
God.
hell, that got dark.
It's because I didn't name the character. And it was wandering around called No Name Sim. I was like, I'm not having a child called No Name Sim. It was like a save scum. Delete it, it never happened.
Inner workings of a madman.
Absolutely.
Is that a hack for real life? If you refuse to name your child, it's like a save scum. You can just go back.
Oh, the problem is though, Gadget, when you have a kid, you're forced to name it. You have to go and register it. It's fucking shite.
Yeah.
You're not even allowed to pretend that you haven't got one. They know.
They know.
Next. Following the sad announcement of the passing of iconic actor Lance Reddick earlier this week, Destiny fans have all come together to pay tribute to the actor and his in-game alter ego, Commander Zavala. Screenshots shared online show dozens upon dozens of players all sitting in quiet contemplation at a virtual vigil, gathered around the character in the tower. Many are expecting developer Bungie to include a permanent memorial to the actor within the game. The firm did release a statement earlier in the week, noted that Reddick's love for our community shined through in Commander Zavala, in his uncompromising dedication to his craft and out of the radiating kindness that touched those around him. Reddick's wife, Stephanie, has since released a statement thanking fans for their overwhelming love, support, and beautiful stories. She included a note for Destiny players in particular. To thousands of Destiny players who played in special tribute to Lance, thank you. Lance loved you as much as he loved the game.
Who did you play in Destiny?
Zavala.
He's like the voice of that game.
Yeah. He was the Titan commander.
The bald guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gave you your early
blue
missions
guy,
at the
bald.
beginning of the game. Yeah.
From when you went on the farm. Oh, I can't remember old Destiny.
If you go and watch those videos, people going and paying tribute to him, the character turns around to interact with you, and it's kind of odd because he's just stood there watching. And it's kind of nice that he's kind of like, he's not interacting with anyone, he's just stood watching everyone kind of paying their respect. But yeah, apparently as well, he absolutely adored the game and loved playing it. He was playing it
Yeah, he did.
the night before he passed away. And
Fucking hell.
when he went in to learn about something, they said, "Oh, do you want to know about the lore and everything?" He said, "No, I don't care about that. I want to know I want to know about the new guns." like he was well into the game as well. So yeah, it's very sad, but it was really kind of sweet to see with the community.
I tell you what I don't want to say enjoyed seeing, but like what has kind of warmed my heart with it. So I obviously, I go on Reddit quite a lot, and I scroll down the kind of the popular page, and so many different communities having a highly upvoted post saying "Rest in peace, Lance Reddick."
Yeah.
Like for all the things he's acted in, he's voice acted in, all the things he's kind of been tangentially related to. Like I've always known him as an actor for quite a long time. I think the first thing I ever saw him in was Fringe. But I didn't realize how far and wide his career went. He's been in fucking everything.
Yeah,
I knew him as Silence in Horizon.
Yeah.
That's how I know him.
The Wire was obviously the
looks
first
like
thing
him.
I saw him in. He's absolutely incredible in that.
He
He
was
was in Fringe. He was John Wick, the sommelier in that. He's really good in that.
Wesker as well, wasn't he?
I loved his turn as Wesker in the most Resident Evil.
So good. Best thing in that show.
Like the clones he was playing in that as well. It was just, you could tell he was having an absolute blast playing those characters.
That sequence when he comes downstairs, like in the full leather jacket, with like
Yeah,
a
it was
blade
so
haircut,
good.
Yeah.
and he just like zips across the place. You can tell he's having a fucking blast.
Yeah.
Like, and I think like the most recent thing I've seen him in, he played Thordak in Legend of Vox Machina, so he's like the big bad for season 2, which stretched into season 3. So God knows what they're going to do with that.
He had the voice for it, didn't he?
He had the voice to play a dragon.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
He's the voice in something else that's coming on. Obviously, John Wick 4 comes out this.
He's the voice in the new Hellboy game.
Yeah, Hellboy.
That's it. Yeah.
So
it looks good, that new Hellboy game.
I think that's
Yeah,
his
'cause
last
it's based-
project, apparently.
It's based on the original art of the comic book.
Yeah, it looks fucking good, man. I'm gonna get that. Love Hellboy.
I think I'm going to get it just for the fact that Lance is in it. Like,
Yeah.
he's one of those actors that you never realize he's always there, but he always has been
Character
there.
actor, isn't he? A
Very
good
good.
character actor is just the character.
One of the smoothest voices in Hollywood as well. Like, I love his voice.
great at comedy as well. Like you know him from a lot of like serious things. Like he's very good in the serious roles, but he's so good at comedy. If you haven't watched it, look up Toys R Me.
Yes, I've seen that. Yeah,
it's so good.
Have you seen his turn on the Eric Andre show, where he actually manages to out weird Eric Andre?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I've seen that. good. Really good.
Yeah, sad loss.
Absolute sad loss. Big bucket of win for him and everything and all that. Just, yeah. So young. 60 years old is no age.
Nope.
No age at all. Next
up, the award ceremony that was inspired by the biggies. The Oscars happened this month as well.
It did happen, didn't it?
I've got a lot here. I don't have to go through it all, but I guess obviously the main topic.
Everything, everywhere, all at once, won everything.
Yeah.
It did.
7 awards it won.
It's almost like they titled it for the Oscars.
We're taking everything all at once. Yeah.
I'm so happy Jamie Lee Curtis won something as well. She's everyone's greatest cheerleader, so she deserves it.
No. I'm not happy about that.
No,
that is my biggest controversy of this whole thing.
I think Stephanie Hsu should have won it.
If you are going to give someone that, and someone from the same film is also nominated, but also put in a much better performance.
Yep.
I'm sorry, but that was a proper Hollywood nepo baby.
Yeah, possibly,
it was a stitch up. It was a stitch up, wasn't it? Big style. She knew it.
She's
She
lovely.
didn't even look that shocked.
She is amazing. She's an amazing woman. But I've seen the films, all of them that they were nominated, the women in that category. She did really good in the film, but she's the weakest out of all of them.
She is.
Yeah, I definitely think it should have been Stephanie Hsu. I did love the look on Angela Bassett's face when the name got read. Like, she had a face of thunder. She did not do the thing.
No,
she wanted that, didn't she? She wanted that.
Also, that annoys me because I wish she'd
it.
have won it so she could just go up on stage and say, "I did the thing."
Yeah,
I was absolutely crying buckets of tears for Ki Kwan getting Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
I think people overblew that. I think out of everyone nominated, but like, I think it's another nostalgia thing for me. You know, I'm not massive on nostalgia. I don't like succumb to its whims. But people were like, "Oh, he deserved that." I'm like, maybe for that film, but not for his career. He's not brilliant in everything he's ever done.
Well, no, but
he's not been there for 20 years.
Read the story of him. Why? That's why Hollywood and the Academy and the Oscars love a narrative. So the narrative
Did they shun him or something?
Yeah, basically.
Oh yeah, massively. That's why he's not done anything for 20 years.
When he stopped being a cute kid.
Yeah. Oh, because they didn't want a normal Asian man.
Well, no,
they wanted an Asian child instead.
There aren't that many roles in Hollywood, generally speaking, for Asian men.
Yeah, there is there.
And so he got roles as a kid. So he was short round. He played Data in the Goonies. And he then did, I think then after the Goonies...
California Man.
The next thing he did was Encino Man.
California Man.
And then after that, nothing. And then he comes back with Everything Everywhere All at Once. And he wins the fucking Oscar for it. And in proof, he's an amazing actor.
He's great in that. He's my favourite thing in that.
And I absolutely loved when they got the Best Picture award. And it was given out by Harrison Ford. And he's bouncing across the stage to hug Harrison Ford. Like,
how stoned do you reckon Harrison Ford were in that moment?
They clearly knew that it was going to win. That's why Harrison Ford was presenting it for that moment.
I know, but I was still in fucking tears watching it.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's I've got a bit of an ick about it a little bit. I'm not angry. I'm just a little bit of an ick about it all.
So, in the history of the Oscars, neither film has ever won Best Picture, Best Director, and 3 acting prizes. So it's made a bit of history as well, though.
Also, A24, the studio.
I think the most profitable
they won
awards,
other stuff with The Whale and other things as well. So they're absolutely clean.
They're like Oscar bait the studio, aren't they?
Also, really.
Also, not forgetting, because I don't want us to move on without saying it, Michelle Yeoh becoming the first Asian woman to win Best Actress.
Yep.
Yeah.
And only the second non-white woman to win in 95 years. Yeah.
That's fucking disgusting.
The last non-white woman to win Best Actress was Halle Berry for Monsters Ball.
It's a good film.
Right,
That was 2003.
Didn't she present the award to her as well?
I can't remember. I think she might have.
I think she did.
Monsters Ball's a good film.
It is, but the fact that...
I was just going to say, Michelle Yeoh said that for all the little boys and girls who look like me watching tonight, this is a beacon of hope and possibilities. And ladies, don't let anybody tell you that you are ever past your prime.
I love the inclusion of this year's Oscars, but I don't want to be missing negative about it, but I feel like some of it was forced in a weird. It sounds like I'm being so negative, but I feel like they've done it on purpose.
No, but everyone said that when Parasite won Best Film. They think, it's just
very
it's
true.
It's a token
very
thing
true.
to get Asian people. It's like
very true.
There are a lot of faults for the Academy. I think they are getting better, but also I think there are these films being released. Like
maybe they just thought it was a great film. Though you could just say that as well.
Like, could you see 10 years ago Everything Everywhere All at Once being released and having this kind of impact? You know,
no.
It would be a fucking film for seen on a Friday night at 2 a.m. kind of film. You know,
kebab in hand kind of film.
Exactly. Yeah. Whereas
haven't seen that one.
I mean, because also bear in mind, 10 years ago, A24 didn't exist, so there wasn't a studio pushing out these weird films at a high level.
Again, like I said, I don't want to be negative. I'm glad they all got it. Absolutely chuffed to bits. I think it's brilliant for society in general, but I still feel like some of it were forced. I don't see it as them being earnest yet. The Academy are not earnest enough yet. You never know. They might be. Like
it's
you said,
the one
might have
Oscars
changed.
in a long time where I've gone, yeah, okay, that makes sense. Even Jamie Lee Curtis, I don't agree, but I get it. So
yeah, I know they give awards to actors. Basically, even though it's for a certain film, they give it for the whole filmography, don't they? Usually,
not all the time,
Sometimes.
but the Jamie Lee Curtis one does really stink of a legacy award.
a legacy one. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're giving it you now because
I also
you've done enough.
and which is why the Angela Bassett thing kind of is a bit wrangles a bit because she
Yeah.
if you're going to give it as a legacy, like you have a ex-nominee there as well, and just I think
Exactly.
Well, speaking of which, Brendan Fraser also capped his extraordinary comeback after years away because he won Best Actor for his performance in The Whale. Thanking the film's director, he said, "I'm grateful to Darren Aronofsky for throwing me a creative lifeline."
I watched The Whale recently after Stig, and I'm one of the few people like Stig that are not in love with that film. He's still the best thing in it, though.
Oh, he's great. The film's naff.
Yeah, I think the film's a bit. Its message is naff, innit?
Yeah.
It's just, So, again, I think that was more of a. Brendan Fraser's big at the moment, isn't he? People love him. They're going to love the Oscars for this.
It's the narrative.
He deserved it, though. It's the narrative. It's a bit like WWE now, isn't it? The Oscars.
It was last year.
It definitely was.
I will say on the Monday morning, like Pip was reading through the news and talking about it, and I said to her, Brendan Fraser won Best Actor, and she burst into tears because she loves him so much.
But what was his? What would you describe as his best films? You know what I mean? Other than this,
Mummy.
So the thing is, like,
just the Mummy. That's it.
No, there's the Mummy.
Looney Tunes back in action.
No,
What was that animal one?
Dazzled. George of the Jungle.
Dazzle's not Oscar winning.
No, but but you also there is the nostalgia element because he was a leading man when we were all. kids.
He was a Hollywood heartthrob, wasn't he?
No, but when we were all kids, like he is like the millennials hero kind of thing.
Yeah, I get that. I don't know this. Again,
and also what happened to him was just so unbridled, unfair, and awful. It's lovely. It's wonderful to see him get a comeback, and him.
I love him to bits. Don't get me wrong.
And him be so humble about it as well. Like every time
he couldn't speak, could he?
Every award, he's crying, and he's one of the most human actors out there. I think.
Yeah, he's a timid little thing, isn't he?
Like he never.
I
if you go through his IMDb, he never went.
I don't think he's Oscar worthy. That's all I'm saying.
He never went away, but he just was kind of forgotten by Hollywood.
Yeah, the roles stopped coming because he just did a lot of voice acting work, didn't he?
Yeah, when he was in Doom Patrol. That's meant to be really
Doom
good.
Patrol. It's good in Doom Patrol. It's really
the thing
good in
is,
that.
Oodles, it doesn't matter. You're not basing The Whale on his past performance. So to me, it's like, was he good enough in The Whale? Yes.
Yeah.
So he deserves it.
Of course he was. Yeah, he was best thing in it. He's the only thing that kept me watching it, to be fair. And that just shows that, he is good. So, next.
One for Oodles, Florence Pugh and Andrew Garfield, both co-presented at Sunday's Oscar ceremony set to star in We Live in Time for Studio Canal.
What a beautiful
I think
pairing.
Stiggy put that in for you.
What a beautiful pairing. Of
Pretty
some
much.
Honest to God. They are the best looking people on planet.
Those two are not allowed to have children together. They cannot breed.
No,
The world-
because it'll be the
the world
most
is- the world is not-
awe-inspiring.
Yeah,
But-
the world is not prepared for a child that could come out of those two.
It's not the only
No,
Andrew
it's-
Garfield news, is it?
Is it more Andrew Garfield news?
And you'll love this one. You'll
Come
love
on.
this one.
Very quickly,
Splurge it on me.
Quentin Tarantino is apparently prepping for his last film ever, maybe.
Do you not know
Maybe
how to segue?
That's not Andrew Garfield news.
Because I'm coming up to this, because it's in my list, all
I
right?
have to read it in order.
It's my news!
Do you know when I make when I make the script at the beginning, I never stick to the order I've made it. I stick to whoever's popped up on the screen. I change it up so much. Biggie. You can do it on the fly, mate.
I
It's
threw
called
it up.
ad-libbing.
I pitched it there perfectly, and you just
Fucked it.
struck out.
Fuck's sake.
Moving on. Oscar Isaac, Andrew Garfield, and Mia Goth are in talks for Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein film for Netflix.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
Oh, yeah.
Are you happy now?
Very happy. Very fucking happy. That's a rate cast. That's
is.
just Handsome Bastards, the film.
And huggable directors.
A tough watch, and it's just going to be a tough
not a
watch
tough
for me
wank.
when I've got and a tough wank. And,
Not a tough
wank. No, I'm just going to be erect throughout. It's going to be incredible. I can't wait. And I love Frankenstein. It's one of my favourite books of all time.
I'm really interested to see what Del Toro's take on Frankenstein's imagery is.
And Isaac's Dr. Frankenstein, surely, yeah?
Yeah, I think they said Garfield's going to be playing the monster.
Adam. It's called Adam.
Adam, yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. What was that news about Quentin Tarantino, Biggie?
He's doing something.
Is it doing his last film or something?
Yeah, something like that. So finally, the weird world of the web.
Fine.
Yeah.
This is the one that chuckled me the most. So Snoop Dogg touched down in Scotland to the sound of bagpipes, and if you haven't seen this, you have to check
I
this
have
out.
seen
Loved it.
It's so weird. I just don't even understand.
He's doing a
why
little
it's been
bop to
arranged.
Still Dre, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's doing his little Snoop Dogg cool dance while somebody's piping away, still Dre on a bag of pipes.
I
It's
do,
just-
I do love Snoop Dogg.
so
People
weird.
hate on him, but he touched down. He went to Edinburgh. He went to a chippy. He got a battered haggis, and he's just enveloped the actual. When you go somewhere, you take what they give
He's
you.
got
Do you know
that
what I mean?
Just Eat discount, that's why.
Of course he has. Got a Just Eat discount. That's true. But he's got a battered haggis. He's enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean? He's just wherever he goes, he just takes that culture on. Perfect. He's a lovely bloke.
He'd suit
It's
a kilt
re-
as well, I think.
Probably would, yeah.
Yeah, he would.
It really weirds me out that out of the kind of the early kind of gangster rap scene, Snoop Dogg has come out as this weirdly wholesome guy that just wants
Yeah.
to get high and have fun.
Let's not forget, he was in the same parlance as NWA and fucking Tupac and stuff, and he's just come out and he's dancing to bagpipes of Still Dre.
BFFs with Martha Stewart.
What a guy.
Still
What a
20
guy.
at heart, isn't he?
Yeah,
Oh, he's a good lad. He's a good lad. I've got a lot of time. We're going to get him on the podcast at some point.
I do. I do absolutely love his escapades. The top one for me is when he did that alternative Olympics coverage with Kevin Hart.
So
yeah.
good.
And
So
it's,
good.
and it's when they're watching the dressage and the Hawks dancing. He's going, "Whoa, it's crip walking! I got to get this boy in the video."
I like that. I like that clip when he goes, "Man, look at that white girl run." I was like, yes. Oh, excellent. Is that the news? Oh, go on.
I was going to say
yes.
also a casual reminder that Snoop Dogg hires someone on a salary of $50,000 a year just to roll
To
in
roll
joints.
spliffs. Yeah, I'd love that job. Anyway, let's move on to probably going to be the quickest round of Nexus we can ever afford because time is of the essence and we're all slowly dying.
Fucking hell.
I'll kick things off because I've barely done anything this much. I've been playing Monster Hunter Rise on PS5. Oh, it's still good, Gadget.
It's good.
really good.
I've been kind of dipping in and out of it on Series X because it's on Game Pass, and it's lovely at 60 frames a second, isn't it?
It's really good, isn't it? It makes a difference. It genuinely does make a difference.
Like they haven't done much to the graphics when they've put it onto the modern consoles, but they've just made it run faster, and I'm happy with that.
Yeah, and they do a nice thing now when you start it up on the new consoles where it dumps a load of gear on you if you want to just get to the end game.
Aye.
So you can just to the real meat of the game when you're fighting the apexes and stuff like that. It's such a good game. If you've not played Monster Hunter Rise, guys, fucking play it.
It keeps
No
going on
excuses.
sale as well. It was on. It's in the
17
Steam,
quid at one point.
Yeah, it's in the Steam Spring Sale for like 16 quid.
Just get it bought, guys. Just even if play half an hour of it. Come on. But yeah, another older game I've been playing this week, The Last of Us Part 2. The reason I've been playing this is because I needed a challenge, and I played Grounded Permadeath mode. Have you heard of this?
Yes.
Yep.
It is the hardest
brutal.
way to play this game. Yes.
How far did you make it? Did you finish it?
Nope.
No.
I discussed this in our Discord. I got to the... I don't even want to spoil it. There's a certain bit of it where now, basically on this mode, when you die, your save gets wiped, and you have to start again. So
Everyone's played it here, right?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Because you don't know the. Do you want to know the story?
I'll
Roughly,
take my headphones off. Tell me when.
That.
Go on, if you're not, skip ahead. Gadget can tell them. It's fine.
Yeah.
To avoid spoilers for The Last of Us Part 2, skip ahead to 44 minutes and 10 seconds. Thank you.
Yep. So, I got to the bit where you're getting sniped by Tommy, right? As Abby, remember that?
Yeah.
And then there's a scene where you catch him up, and then you're in like a diner, and you've got it's very reminiscent of the old diner scene on the first game. You know, when David's chasing you about.
Yeah.
But you're Abby, probably the henchest woman on the planet, and you're getting chased by Tommy with a sniper rifle, and he's sneaking up on you. And I thought, I've got him. I could see him. And then, do you know, you can't use the whatever it's called, the hearing, the special
echolocation, I call it.
Echolocate. You can't use that in grounded mode. So you've got. I had to have my headphones on so you can listen to he walks and he's going over floorboards, and I heard a floorboard and then a bottle rattle, and I thought he's over there. He did it on purpose. He come up behind me and shot me at back of head, and that was my permanent game over. So Abby's story ended right there for me, and the credits go up as if that is it. And I was like, holy shit, that is now my...
That's a good way to do it, actually.
That's my tale now. That's in my head canon. That's what happened, and it saves all the story. What happened? All the awful stuff that happens to Ellie doesn't happen now anymore in my head. It's kind of perfect, but that's like 19 hours in. I played a game for 19 hours, and then I got prematurely killed. But
that's a good effort, though. That's not easy.
I know, mate. There's that scene.
There's some squeaky bum moments, wasn't there?
Yeah, the scene really only a few hours in when you control Abby and Abby, Joel, and Tommy are trying to escape a horde in the wilderness in the snow, and then there's like some cable cars.
Yeah,
that bit, and there's like fucking 10 clicks, and I nearly died, and a clicker grabbed me, and if a clicker grabs you on grounded mode, you're dead. But Tommy saved me, so the man that saved me at the beginning of my story killed me at the end. What a fucking
tell you what, though,
what a narrative!
How fuming would you have been if you'd have died when you were crawling up across the skyscrapers?
Oh mate, yeah,
that would have been such a shit way to end the run.
Yeah. I really like it. I might do it again one day as a stream because I think it's a really. I wouldn't recommend to play it that way for your first time because you'll never see the ending.
Out too much.
But I really enjoy it. You can save the game and quit the game and stuff, but if you die, the game erases and it's over, and it's just fucking hell. There's something about. I'm going to do part 1 on the same thing because part 1's got the permadeath mode, and. It makes the game such a different game when you haven't got the echolocation because that's such a cheat. It's such a cheat that. But yeah, can come back now?
I bet there's loads of people that played that permadeath version and died for their consoles to pull the power lead out the back.
yeah. It's not happening. Yeah, it's a really fun. If you want to get a bit of longevity out of it, I've got them digitally, so it's not like I can sell them or anything like that. It's just, I just really, really enjoyed it. I'm going to start doing it. I think there's a permadeath mode on Resident Evil Village. I'm not sure. Someone told me there was. I don't know if it's a PC mod because I beat the game on Madhouse. Yeah, I beat the game on Madhouse. I thought so. Yeah, and that does the same thing. I love it when you get a permadeath mode and the credits come up. It's such a fucking that's your story. That's you. You died. It's so fucking cool.
It just reminds me of doing the Iron Man runs on XCOM 2.
Yeah, when people just die. Die.
She missed it.
Yeah. She can come back. Come back!
I've been waiting to try and catch your eye, but you've been looking at everywhere other than the screen.
Sorry. I've just been drinking my wine. I'm drinking
been talking about
Prosecco
a
as
game.
well. I'm going to get pissed off.
I weren't even that bad spoiler-wise, and you probably never were going to play it anyway.
I am. I'm determined to this time. I heard 2 hours in cable cars.
Yeah. Don't play permadeath mode on your first run through. That's all I can say. Play it on normal.
Absolutely no plans to.
But yeah, that's been my week. Candy, what you been doing?
Well,
Quickly.
in keeping with this week's main topic, I saw an absolute candy classic this week, and that's the Sci-Fi Channel's Ice Spiders, which was released.
That's not a classic.
It is
It's
absolute
not a
classic.
classic.
That's going to go on the artwork now.
I know, that's why I did it. Which
Fucking hell.
It's a 2007 straight to TV and currently on Amazon Prime.
Really?
Ice Spiders scored a healthy 17% on Rotten Tomatoes. So you know it's a good one. It follows Dan Dashdashiel, an ex-pro skier turned ski school instructor at a rundown ski
Dan
resort.
Dashdashiel. What's his name?
Yeah,
Dan Dashdashiel.
Dashdashiel.
No, is it
Oh
Dan?
my
It's a Dan
God.
Dashiel, and he's called Dash.
It's called Dash, yeah. Not
Right,
Dan
okay.
Dash.
Oh, right.
Not like Dash
Dan
Dan from
Dashdashiel.
Prince of Persia. Dan Dashdashiel.
Quickly.
And April Summers, a scientist working on the other side of the mountain on this top-secret research facility. She's been splicing DNA of regular spiders with the DNA of spiders recovered from some ancient glacier or something.
Yeah, because spiders are known to be in glaciers.
Glacier spiders. For the purposes of cultivating armour for the use of military or something. The plot wasn't
Army.
the plot wasn't that important. Anyway,
Clearly.
a nefarious boss accelerates the spider's growth, thus producing more silk by pumping them full of steroids and food, creating giant waist-height spiders that are hungry and murdery. Spiders get free, holiday makers get eaten, Dash saves the day with his mad skiing skills. And
Mad skiing skills.
There's the title
yeah,
of the
dude,
podcast.
hang loose. I think you
Mad
probably
skiing
formed
skills.
a decent idea about the type of cutting-edge quality of film this is, and I'd just like to pick out a few of my favourite moments from this
please.
masterpiece. So, so I know you're all going to rush out and watch this as soon as possible. So I'll give you the spoiler warning in case you ruin.
So much content in the world. Am I going to spend my time
ruin what
on
is
fucking
potentially?
ice spiders?
I'm a
The
massive
film-
arachnophobe, and I'm watching the trailer right now.
I was looking at a clip here, Candy, while you were talking, and my God, the graphics on these spiders like a 1998
It's good, isn't it?
FMV video from a PC game. Like,
Yeah, it's awesome.
Is it like Resident Evil 1?
Yeah.
It's like Resident Evil.
yeah, it's
So, best bits. Scientist cocooned to a wall who, for some reason, has snake-eye contact lenses and has forgotten how to speak any form of human language. His dying words were, "She took my legs." That was good.
My strong legs.
Took my strong legs. There's a scene where Dash uses a mounted reindeer's head to stab a spider to death. Turns to Dr.
Okay.
Summers and says, "Nice rack, by the way." And the final confrontation with the head of the science department, who tells our heroes who've managed to trap the spiders in a net, "Thank you for saving the spiders. This will all be a massive cover-up." That he signed an NDA, and he can continue his work and fuck the 50-odd people that were mauled to death. So the rad snowboarder who he heard this and found a cannon. He just found a cannon, and he blew up the scientist and the spiders. Legs went flying everywhere. Only for another shadier government official to turn up. Says the same thing. It's going to be a cover-up. We're going to use this information. We're going to develop for the military. And then the heroes are like, "Oh, well, all right then. Let's go skiing." So, yeah, massive shout-out to the visual effects team. I can only imagine that they have a shelf full of awards at this point, possibly only overtaken by the stock music composer that this film showcases. I also watched The Banshees of Inisherin, but it wasn't really for me. It was a bit rubbish.
Wow, it's one of the best films I've seen in
God.
years.
Not my cup of tea.
I don't.
It wasn't ice. Yeah, but it wasn't ice spiders though.
This is worse than
Yeah,
your
but
chips
Banshees of
comment.
Inisherin is a masterpiece. Ice Spiders is a fucking fallacy of film.
I think you've got it mixed up there.
Oh,
Ice spiders.
Nah. Top fact on IMDb about ice spiders. Thomas Calabro, Patrick Muldoon, and Vanessa Williams previously starred together in the hit TV series Melrose Place.
Jesus. Do you remember back in time when like Sci-Fi Channel had a bit of clout to them, like the funded Twilight Zone, the funded parts of Stargate show before it went to Sky One, the funded fucking
They did that Fallen
X-Files.
Skies one.
Fallen Skies.
great.
Good stuff.
Anime
Good
Saturday
stuff.
nights at midnight every week. proper. It was
No
good.
thanks. Sci-fi is now probably, it's on par with like Bravo. Remember Bravo back in the day? It's shite.
Yeah.
Bravo back in the day sounds better than this.
The 2 quotes on IMDb for this film. First one, Johnny, take that, army dudes. We don't need you to kick Spider butt.
Yeah.
And then
Spiders don't have butts.
Second quote, Dr. April Summers. The battle for grant money is as bloody as war itself.
Yeah, man. Pumped.
Next.
Here for it.
Modern.
Let's move on swiftly before
escapism.
the ice spiders get us. Stig, what you been doing?
I read a couple of books this week. First off was SIP's Code of Conduct, Ethical Procurement and Supply, and the other one was Contract Administration. Great reads.
Which was your favourite?
Oh, definitely the Ethical Procurement and Supply. Really.
What's the publisher of that book?
Penguin.
SIPs, CIPS.
CIPS. Oh,
Right,
excellent.
that was my week, basically.
No
this week.
spoilers.
Was I revised.
So
that's why I wasn't
can I
here
put
last
that
weak.
on the? I can put
No,
revision on the. on
I
the
did.
pod-
No, because I actually have done something over the last few weeks.
Okay.
And this week, the one thing that I've managed to get in there, I have been watching a show, and I've been enjoying this show, and I never expected to be enjoying
It's
this
called
show.
Picard, isn't it?
It's called
Picard.
Star Trek Picard Season
Yeah,
3.
I fucking knew it. I knew it because you've mentioned it about 3 times in the Discord. I thought he never mentioned the first season this much. He likes Picard. He's back in.
Season 3 is really good. It's really entertaining. It is. And I hated Season 2 so much.
Season 2 was fucking atrocious.
I thought Season 2 was awful. One of the worst things I've seen on TV. And it just, I mean, the whole show still, Picard still isn't Picard. But I'm kind of putting it to the point that it's 30 years later. People can change in 30 years, become different people. Things can change.
Is it an old people's home or something?
No. It's just the way he talks and the way he acts. It's like very un-Picard-esque. Like everyone else hasn't really changed.
Picard
He
had verbosity to him, didn't he? He was a captain. He was a leader, and
Yeah.
every trailer I've seen of this, he just seems like he's not any of that.
He just
He's just
seems
Patrick Stewart.
he's over emotional. He looks like he's going to cry half the time. It's not Picard, but it's been really enjoyable because of basically everything else around it. So this season has return of Patrick Stewart as Picard. We have Raffi has returned. Jerry Ryan is back as Seven. We no longer have Jurati. We no longer have Rios or Elnor. All of them are gone. But what we do have in its place is we have original Next Generation characters back.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Jonathan Frakes is back as Riker. Absolutely amazing.
Is he sexy still?
Oh yeah. He's still
He's got that
great.
one foot up on the console thing again.
He hasn't. I don't think he's done that yet. But
He was known by People magazine as the cure for what was it? Cure for menopause.
Didn't know
still
how to
rocking
kill.
a great beard, still commanding the screen, still really, really good. Gates McFadden as Crusher's back, Michael Dorn as Worf. They're all back basically, and
Commander Worf's head looks like a fatty.
LaForge. LaForge isn't back yet, but his daughter is in the show. She's part of the show, and basically the show is Beverly Crusher is out on the rim somewhere, and her and her son Jack are attacked, and she sends a message off to Picard for help, and him and Riker get themselves onto the Titan, which is where Seven is, and they try to steal a shuttle to get there, but in turn they end up stealing the shuttle, but then drawing the Titan there anywhere. And shit happens, but the stuff that's happening is really good, and it all kind of brings in elements of DS9.
I'm glad it's good.
It brings in some stuff from the old Next Generation episode. The latest episode, episode 5, brings a huge storyline from Next Generation in, and it's done really, really well, and it's a really good
I might
episode.
start watching this then if you reckon it gets better.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this now.
I would just watch this series.
Can you not actually watch first 2?
Don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
It doesn't link
Okay,
with the
I'll do
first
that
2 series whatsoever. Each series has kind of been its own thing. Series 2, just forget about it.
The first season is fine, but it does some very stupid things. The second
Yes.
season is god awful.
You could just watch this as a one-off.
I'll do that then.
be perfectly happy with it. And the biggest star, the newest person in this though is Captain Shaw, the captain of the Titan, played by Todd Stashwick. He is amazing. And if anything comes from this show, it's that I want a show with him and Seven and the Titan.
He can't be as good as Anson Mount as Pike.
He's really good. He is a grouchy kind of doesn't give a fuck captain. Doesn't take any shit, and he's just kind of as well. Just kind of shrugs his shoulders. He's like, that kind of.
Okay, thing. I'm kind of into that.
He's really, really good, and I would be well up.
Love the Star Trek universe.
I would be well up for them going forward from here with him and the Titan
spinning off.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm going to
jump on. I'm doing it.
If you hated season 2, go back in and watch this, because the draw was that it's the Next Generation originals back, and the draw has worked. It's worked bringing them back. There's still a great rapport between Picard and Riker. Like I said, Riker is still amazing, and yeah, I'm really enjoying it, and I'm loving seeing Worf with like grey hair and a grey beard. The man looks great. Sounds great.
Have they made him look like the new Klingon?
No. He's
or is it classic?
Classic Worf. He's basically Worf, but now he's got silver.
He's older.
Yeah, he's older. But so he's got
that's cool.
Great goatee and everything.
The new Klingons look ridiculous, I think.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I hated them. Hated the look. But they
look weird.
Rotten Tomatoes, 58 critics, 100%. Audience rating, 87%.
Fuck.
Compare that to season 2, audience rating 28%.
Yeah.
So even
that's a redemption.
Even the audience who are watching it are enjoying it, and I'm really enjoying
Proof
it.
is in the pudding.
Yeah,
you were right to stick to it, mate.
It isn't the best. It's not Strange New World. It's not as good as that. But it's really enjoyable. There's still a few stupid things going on. And like I said, Picard isn't really Picard, but fine. Doesn't matter, because everything else around it is actually really enjoyable.
Excellent. Brilliant. Biggie, what you been doing? Hopefully not much.
Yeah, not much. It was my birthday week, so seeing friends and family and on hangover day 1. Thank you, belated. Thank you.
Happy birthday to both of you.
Thank you.
Yes.
As well.
Birthday baldies! Birthday baldies!
That's not becoming a thing.
That's the episode title, Birthday Baldies.
That is not becoming a thing.
It's a 3-2 vote.
It's the Birthday baldies!
Oh, nah. I control the edit. Yeah. No voting happens here. This is not a democracy.
We'll see what the listeners decide the week after. They'll be like, we want Birthday baldies back.
Nah, you're fucked.
So on Gadget and Pip's recommendation, I ended up watching the Physical 100, the Korean
oh yeah, the trailer to this is insane.
It's better than that, mate. It's
hilarious.
I mean, I won't go into too much about it because I think Gadget already covered it. But
how have they got the most handsome people on Earth to be in the same spot together? The concept,
the overall concept is really interesting. But what is so weird that you've got 2 options on Netflix. You can watch it in Korean with subtitles, which gets a bit manic because there's a lot to cover. Or you just put on the English
the dub
audio, which is done by, I think, anime voice actors. And it's just the weirdest thing. And I chuckled throughout all 9 episodes at the voiceovers. It's just so weird and hilarious. And the actual feats that they do are really interesting and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm all about the voiceover. There's one particular scene, for example, where
that's the one. I don't know. That's the one that the guy who does Vegeta in the English one does it.
Yeah, he's in there. Yeah,
it's that one.
Biggie, do they do that like typical English, way over the top kind of like, the English subs to anime? Like you watch Attack on Titan, and there's so much more animated and shouty and just like the Japanese
there's things
version
like
out there.
if there's if they're in the middle of the event and they're doing little I forgot what you call it, those little one-on-one interviews. They do a quick one with
Vox
the one in the
Pops.
middle of the Vox Pops.
Vox
Thank
Pops.
you. They pop up during the middle of the events, And then you'll see the characters like pushing themselves really hard, and all of a second it'll go to the vox pop and hear this guy go, "Yeah, I really had to push myself harder than hard, and I knew I could do it for my family." And you just see the guy's face, and it just doesn't fit at all. And there's one particular scene which is
I had to push myself hard. That kind of.
There's a mini game that they do where there's a little in between one of the events where the contestants are just sort of chilling out, and someone challenges them to do, I don't know if you heard of this, called the Sergeant Jump, which is where they build up
it's
slats
a
and you have
thing.
to jump. It's a standing jump.
Yeah, it's that classic
So they all
CrossFit thing.
They all start taking turns doing it, and there's this really bulky guy who's married to one of the other contestants, and he starts to do the jump, and he pulls it off, and he jumps off, and she comes up with an American voiceover, and she goes, "Oh, you're so cute." And then he sits down and he goes, "Yeah."
That's proper anime, that, isn't it? Yeah.
I'm going to watch it.
Done.
I'm going to watch it.
It's so worth watching. One, they're all beautiful. Two, the voiceovers are hilarious. The best part is
I usually watch the Korean versions, but I just want to watch this funny version now.
Well, the best part is there's 2 American contestants in it. So when they've recorded it, obviously they're speaking Korean because they can speak fluent Korean. So then they are dubbed with terrible American voiceovers.
Yes.
But I can't understand. What I don't understand is are they in on this joke? Is these voiceovers done to take the piss, or have they generally thought
They've just got
these
shit
voice actors
voiceovers, that's all.
are perfect for this? Because it is just so unintentionally funny.
It's done cheaply, that's the thing.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
Anime voiceover. There was that thing about anime voiceover artists getting paid pennies, so they just get those in and they just do it from the bedrooms.
And the best part is when there's like 2 people like kind of cross talking over each other, because you've got the whole lot of them watching what's happening, and you've got these kind of like multiple American voices bouncing out at you, and it doesn't make any sense. It's fucking hilarious.
And if one of the guys looks a bit like got an unusual face, they for some reason give him a squeaky anime voice instead of something a bit more normal.
Of course they do. Fucking bigots. Oh, I'm going to start watching that tonight. I'm going to watch the first episode tonight.
The first 20 minutes when they introduce all the contestants, if that doesn't sell you on it, you're not going to get the rest of it.
I love the introductions, because the whole thing is like they're set out in the studio. They've got all these kind of plinths up, and they've got plaster casts of all their bodies, like all their torsos.
Yeah, nice.
So they've got to go find their body. But as they're kind of walking in, and again, it's with the American voiceover that it works so well. Like the walker, "Hey, you've got great muscles. Hey, I like your pecs," and stuff like that.
Your tits.
It's just like they're complimenting each other on their bodies, and it's so funny. It's so funny.
I'm going to watch shit. I love beautiful people anyway, but if it's funny as well, yes.
Yeah. Also, the women in it are scary.
Yeah.
I like muscly women though.
No, but I mean scary, strong, and determined. Like, you would not want to fuck around with them.
Like getting pinned up against a wall, scary.
Mate, that'd snap it off.
Ooh.
Look around and find out.
Don't fucking threaten me with a good night. I swear to God. Brilliant. Gadget, what you been doing, boy?
I've had a very good week because, yes, it was my birthday, and Pip and I took
50 baldies.
Fuck off. Pip and I took a trip down to London because one of my birthday presents was she took me to see Jeff Wayne's War of the World, the immersive experience.
Yes.
Da, da, da.
Yes. So Candy has talked about this before, so I'm going to go over it briefly because there is something else from the trip I want to talk about. But this is, it's on Leadhall Street or something. It's based just off Fenchurch Street. It is a full interactive theatre experience recounting Jeff Wayne's musical version of War of the Worlds. And it's fucking outstanding. It's absolutely bloody brilliant. You go through...
Candy was nearly crying when she explained it to us.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So you go into it, first of all, you start off in the Spirit of Man bar, which is where you have a couple of drinks beforehand, get yourself loosened up, and there's a big tripod head in the room, kind of spraying out coloured smoke to let you know when it's time to come in.
Did anyone sit under the table that gets the full blast?
Yeah, we did.
I love that because we were in there for about 2 hours beforehand.
Yeah, so were we.
Yeah. So we were watching like couple
hammered
by
when I went
couple. Yeah, we were watching couple by couple come and sit on this chair, get absolutely blasted, and then move along, and then watch the next couple do the same thing. No one told anyone.
No. Yeah, so we went for drinks, and then you go into it and you kind of get introduced to it. It takes the original story and kind of turns it around a bit as if it's like as if we're seeing the story being retold by someone by the journalist like years later.
No one will believe that in the vacuum of
Exactly, yeah, all that stuff, all that good stuff, and it's done with the tech behind it. Is some of it's really cool because it's done with kind of volumetric holograms. You get like fire shows, you get proper immersive things. You get the actors. The actor we had playing Olgavi, the astronomer, sounded like Matt Berry, and both me and Pip found that absolutely hilarious.
New York City.
Yeah,
giving it.
Pip unfortunately started flirting with one of the guys playing the soldiers, which she
took him away to the hotel.
I think if given the opportunity, she would have tried. But
threesome.
The artilleryman was actually the artillery woman, and she was a lovely little lass from Leeds.
That's cool.
It was a Yorkshire lass.
That's what best people are from.
But yeah, you work through it, and my favourite part. So the way the experience works, you have different sets that you walk through. There's kind of 24 scenes that you get through, but there are 3 VR scenes. So you'll go into a room and they've got a load of HTC Vives, and you put them on. And my favourite one, I think everyone's favourite one, is Thunderchild. Because
Thunderchild.
Yeah, so the way that one's set up, you are sat in a kind of replica boat. You put the VR headset on, and it starts with a bit of Forever Autumn as you move down the river, and then you get to the Thames, and you see the tripods walking down and kind of destroying Parliament, and the boat is moving and shifting, and you get out to sea, and you're watching the fight between Thunderchild and the tripods, and like the VR graphics are a bit shit because it was done a few years ago, but it doesn't matter. I had fucking goosebumps the whole time. It was fucking incredible. Like I think I was nearly crying at one point through like tears of joy. It was
one of the best albums ever made. That's why.
I mean, it is, yeah. But just like seeing that moment and seeing the fight between Thunderchild and the tripods,
yeah,
it works so well. So if you're in London, I would really heartily recommend it. It's one of the best things I've ever done. The staff there are...
I went to see the one of the, not the Philharmonic, but one of the
stage show ones.
Do the whole thing in Bradford, Alhambra. That was so good.
Yeah. Well, this one's good because you've got the actors in front of you can talk back and forth to them. They have some really creative ways of showing things. Like when they do
Well, Gary Barlow went out with it.
Yeah. When you do Brave... Well, this is based on the original recordings as well, so it's the original singers and actors. But like when they do Brave New World, you sat in a room with this kind of like, it's almost like a planetarium screen up there, and it's got this like Pink Floyd-esque animation of like the vision for Brave New World and stuff like that. Oh, it's just so good.
I love that they give you that bit just after you've refreshed your drinks. So you go down and you sit down in this really disorienting sort of experience. You're just like... there is a beer break in the middle as well. But yeah, it's absolutely worth the money if you go down to London. The other thing I did, and this is the kind of the main thing I do want to talk about. So you all know I play the guitar, and I'm a lover of guitars in general, in collecting them.
You don't even own any guitars.
I know. Well,
it's a fake background.
It's a fake background. It's all green screen. I went to Tin Pan Alley for the first time in my life.
I've been there. It's very good.
Yes,
and I don't like London.
So Tin Pan Alley, for those who aren't familiar, is Denmark Street, which is it's a little street. It's only about 100 yards long, but it's just off Tottenham Court Road, near Leicester Square. And it is the source of rock and roll history, because in the 50s and 60s, that place housed the studios that the Rolling Stones recorded their first album in, Black Sabbath recorded their first 2 albums in, the Beatles recorded their demos in before they went to Abbey Road, Elton John met Bernie Tomei there. Like, there are so much history in that place, and it's a row of vintage guitar shops. And we went to Regent Sounds, and I'm going to give them a big shout out because I absolutely enjoyed my time with them. Nick and Rob there absolutely looked after me. They were lovely lads. Regent Sounds is on Denmark Street, is where the Rolling Stones recorded their first album, where Jimi Hendrix cut demos, where
wow.
Hang on, they have a list on their website from when it was the studio of the people there. So they include the Rolling Stones, Jimi Hendrix Experience, Kinks doing the early demos, The Who did some recording there. Elton John did his playing sessions before he became an artist. So like the piano on It's Not Unusual by Tom Jones, that's Elton John. The Lower Third with David Bowie, before David Bowie became a thing, was done. They recorded there. The Bee Gees, The Trogs, Slade, Sandy Shaw, The Equals, John Martin, Davy Graham, The Yardbirds, Herman's Hermits, Brian Poole, The Tremolos, The downliners, Mott the Hoople. The Eagles have rehearsed sessions there. Like,
Mate, it'd be quicker to tell us who didn't do it.
Exactly. The place is like steeped with history. It's no longer a studio now, but it's now a guitar shop. It's a vintage guitar shop as well. And I walked in there, and the staff was so friendly, and they were just putting really old guitars in my hand, like to say, "Oh, give this a try, give this a try, give this a try." And it was absolutely incredible. And in that shop, I found my holy grail guitar. I found the one guitar that ever since I started playing, I have adored and lusted after. Exactly. And lads and ladies, I bought him.
Yes.
It's a boy guitar, is it?
It's a Fisher-Price, my first guitar.
Meet
Gibson.
Meet my Gibson Les Paul Custom Thunderchild. I've named him Thunderchild.
Oh, perfect. I love that.
Let's have a look at body.
So it's
she's beautiful.
Gibson Les Paul Custom in ebony. It is from the custom shop as well. It is one of 300 made.
Oh, so that'll just keep going up in value then. That's an investment.
Yes, it will.
This is future Gadget's problem, by the sounds of it.
Absolutely.
No, that's an investment. That guitar won't.
I know.
I just say value
that,
at all.
Yes, it is.
I think the necks are too thick on them. I always have done.
This one's got a 50 style neck. It's quite thin.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
See, I'm not a guitar person. I can tell that's just stunning.
Yeah.
I'm not a Gibson guy, but it's pretty.
Well, you
It is
rich.
It has been the guitar I've wanted ever since I started playing. And I saw it, and it's the first time I've seen one in that condition, of that quality, at a price that I could afford. And it was like, yeah, I'm fucking having it. And the guys were so nice. They set it up for me. We just talked at one point, because Pip was getting talked to them as well. They were telling her about the history of the place. At one point, I'm noodling on that guitar, just like testing it out through an amp. And
Playing Stairway to Heaven.
No, we don't do Stairway.
No, Stairway. Denied.
Denied. But as I'm playing around, I look up, and Pip's being played a Dolly Parton song that she's never heard before from the guys behind the counter. Like,
how many men did she take back to her hotel that weekend? It sounds like you had a right fucking romp.
The best part of it is, so after I'd committed to buying it and I paid the money, and they were we had other stuff doing in London, so they sent it off to their tech for a setup and said, come back at the end of the day and pick it up. And I'd spotted an amp in there that I wasn't interested in because I could not afford this amp. But Oodles, Marshall JTM 45.
Fuck off.
From 1964 in mint condition.
That's like a nearly 10 grand amp.
16 grand amp.
Oh, they've gone up in price. Fucking hell.
But they had one in there, and I kept eyeing it up every time. And Pip said to them, says, "Can Gadget play that through that amp?" They were
my mate, my old guitar instructor is my mate now. He bidded on a Buddy Holly one.
Yeah.
And it went up to like 12 grand. He went, nah, I'm out.
So
and that were like battered.
So for those who obviously aren't guitar nerds like me, the Marshall JTM 45 is the kind of amp that Hendrix used. So that sound
it's
of
probably
Jimi
the best
Hendrix.
amp ever made.
It's that 60s rock sound.
Yeah, it's
and this
psychedelica.
Yeah, and this one, I'm not kidding. Like, most of them have been destroyed or have kind of gone ruined over the years. This one, I kid you not, was in factory condition. I've no idea.
No cigarette ash on it at all.
No cigarette ash, no burns, no cuts in the tool X of the finish, no scratches on the faceplate. None of it. And they plugged it in for me, and it's one of those amps that to get the sound out of it, you need to turn it up.
Oh,
and they let me.
Did you go up to 11?
No, they go up to 10, I think.
It went they put it up to 8, and I was nearly deavened by it.
Yeah,
they're very loud amps.
Before that joke existed, amps sometimes now go up to 11, but it's way before then.
They turned it up, and the Les Paul through that Marshall amp, it sounded fucking incredible. And Pip pointed out to me, he says, like, this room has had all these vibrations put into it by so many artists over the years, and I've contributed to that now. Like, this history. And what it made
like
me
to play a Strat through that amp, though.
Oh, it would sound good.
Oh God, we could talk about this all day.
I know. And the last thing I'll kind of point out to it is what this made me realize is, like, I've been shopping for guitars for years, but I go to like Guitar and PMT, which are in Newcastle.
Standard.
Yeah. No, don't go to them. It's shite. It's a shite experience with them because they sell crap, cheap guitars. They sell some expensive, but if you want to play like an elite guitar, if you want to play a Les Paul custom there, they make you pay like £100 deposit.
Just to play it?
Just to play it.
I hate that because they think that they're so like up their own asses, aren't they?
It's so gatekeepery. Whereas, where I was going in, and I was primarily dealing with this lad Nick, and we're going in, and he's saying like, I'm playing the Les Paul, and he's like, oh, this is great. Try this Gordon Smith, which was like $2,500. It's like, try this one to see how you feel with it. I'm like, it's not as good. Okay, try this one, and he keeps just putting really fucking expensive guitars in my hand.
Yeah.
It doesn't ask me to take my watch or my bracelets off or my hoodie off or anything like that. It doesn't care. It's just like, no, these guitars need to be played. And I'm like, this is how you buy guitars.
The experience of going to like a big branded one like Music Box. They don't exist anymore, Music Box, but they used to be everywhere. There was one in Newcastle and Leeds and stuff. We used to go in with his mates, and my mate used to like say, I'll play, and he was it's like playing The Cure, a song from The Cure that no one in his can't play that in here. Okay, I'll play something else. Can't play that in here. And they weren't playing he weren't playing fucking Oasis or Led Zeppelin. He was playing stuff and they were just like, you can't play that in here. You got to play your own composition. I'm like, who the fuck are you? We're in a cover band. Do you know what I mean? We're 18 years old. We will play the Smiths if we want to play the Smiths or the Cure. Fuck off. I hate that shit.
Again, if you're a guitarist or you're just interested in rock music in general, go down to Regent Sounds on Denmark Street and just talk to the guys. They'll give you a history lesson of the place. They'll show you the stuff.
I've literally walked past it and just thought, ooh.
It's lovely. It's got that smell of old wood. That smell that you want.
Yeah, varnish, guitar varnish.
Yeah. So yeah, I've had a very fucking good week.
So one quick question. When they kept handing you guitars and stuff, was it kind of like when Harry Potter's choosing his wand and they give him one wand, things are exploding in the background? It's like, no, not that one. Give it back. Try this one.
Oh, I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding you at all, Candy. Like, Gadget will back me up on this. When you're a musician, you can't play any of that particular instrument. You've got to play a specific one because they don't all work with you. Especially guitars. Guitars are the worst for that. I play Schecter. Gadget don't play Schecter.
No,
it's just not. It's not his thing.
It's because they're made of wood. Like the guitars behind me, like my Telecaster. I've played loads of Telecasters. It's only that one that's sung to me. You know,
yeah, exactly.
So
it is a bit like Wand.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it is like that comparison, Candy. It's like, you know, you put one in my hand. Yeah, it sounds nice, but no, I don't like the feel of it. No, this one feels nice, but I don't like the sound of it. But like the Les Paul, when he put that in my hand, it felt right.
The shopkeeper was like, curious.
Yeah.
If you want to ask that question, speak to drummers because they're even worse.
No, I don't.
They won't play with certain
anymore.
sticks, mate.
I mean,
and like I only get certain pianos. I can't play any piano.
It's a weirdly personal hobby, isn't it?
It's disgusting. It's pathetic. We need to grow up.
Yeah, we do.
Excellent. Let's move on to the main topic. Pace. We're all right now. We're doing all right. Let's get on with the Razzies. Razzie time. Razzie-mageddon. So what we're doing this week, it is a patron pick. What choices did they have, Stig?
So this week, the patrons could have chosen Lifetime Achievement Award, which we were going to kind of give our own Lifetime Achievement Award to someone that we thought deserved it and talked up their career, or they could have chosen their favourite multi-award winning artist. So we could have brought up an artist that's won loads of awards and why we agree with that. Our favourite awards moment, you know, funny, heartfelt, shocking, cringe stuff. But they picked the Razzies. And I think everyone knows what the Razzies are. It's basically the opposite of the
shit
Oscars.
Awards.
And it's awarding for the shittest of the shit. So that's what we're going to do. So after the biggies, where we celebrated everything, we're now going to shit on stuff.
Hooray!
I think people want us to be a bit cathartic about this, so we are going to be cathartic about it. We're going to just bash on stuff. I think to get the ball rolling, I think Biggie should start with his first award that he's going to give out tonight.
Well, there should only have been one. I am obviously talking about Highlander 2, The Quickening. Oh, boy. This was set in the year 2024. If you really want to know, the plot concerns Connor McLeod, the survivor of the original movie, who regains his youth and immortal abilities and now must free Earth from the shield, an artificial ozone layer that has fallen under the control of a corrupt corporation.
I forget about it.
What?
What
is this about?
It doesn't end there, does it?
I love the first. I love the first one. It's so
stupid.
The
fact that he was the one.
Soundtrack.
The fact that he was the one at the end of the first one.
The only one.
Yeah. And I just, I mean, this film just basically contradicted the entire established canon of Highlander, and is now depicting them as immortals, as aliens, featuring the inexplicable resurrection of the Juan Sanchez Villalobos Ramirez, and altering the whole concept of the quickening. So all I've done is just picked out some reviews about the movie because I just don't want to talk about the film. It basically received universally negative reviews from critics and fans of the series, with many consider it to be one of the worst films ever made. It was panned for retcons, large plot holes, poorly developed characters, confusing story structure, and abundance of subplots, and a bad editing.
That sounds far too positive for that film.
Well, Robert Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times gave the film a score of 0.5 stars. What did I say?
Robert.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Robert. Sorry, Roger Ebert.
I know
you're
I'm right.
Thank you. And he said, Highlander 2, The Quickening is the most hilariously incomprehensible movie I've seen in many a long day. A movie almost awesome in its badness. Wherever science fiction fans gather in decades and generations to come, this film will be remembered in hushed tones as one of the immortal low points of the genre. If there is a planet somewhere whose civilization is based on the worst movies of all time, Highlander 2, The Quickening deserves a sacred place among the most treasured artifacts.
Do you know what's funny about that review, right? People are likening, do you know, the current iteration of Doctor Who to The Quickening?
What?
Because they've re-established, do you know all the rules that Doctor Who put in place?
Yeah.
They've just retconned them just to keep it going and stuff.
Yeah.
That's what they did with The Quickening.
Yeah, true, because Matt Smith was supposed to be the last reincarnation.
The last one.
And then they did it twice more.
I've got more lives!
Ebert also mocked
so
The Quickening, saying it looked like a person standing in a puddle had touched another person who'd stuck his finger into a light socket.
It's such a bad film. I genuinely think the first one's like a little understated masterpiece, just because everything about it, like the soundtrack, everything about the fact that they've got a Scottish man to play a Spaniard, and then a French man to play a Scottish man.
French man who couldn't speak English at the time.
To play Scottish. Yeah. I think it's just like a comedy of errors in the most perfect way. And the sequel is just dross. It's got no heart.
I thought there was a recut of the sequel. I'm trying to look for it, but I'm sure
there is. There is. I'm sure there is.
It takes all the alien shit out of it. It makes it more. It makes it seem
more digestible.
Yeah, it's not. It's great still, but it makes it flow better.
Because there weren't aliens, there were immortal beings from the past.
They take the alien stuff out of it, and it just makes it better.
Another guy, Alex Carter of Den of Geek, wrote, I started writing this to try and shed a different light on this unappreciated classic, but I can't. I really can't. Highlander 2 is awful. It's not even so bad it's good territory. It skips right past that into the so awful you can't look away for fear you'll both be killed territory. And amazingly, it manages to not only be contender for worst film in the world, but also runs the entire franchise into the ground and retcons the first film into oblivion in the space of 15 minutes. For decades, this was the punchline for every bad movie joke, the bad sequel to end all bad sequels. Yeah. This is a film that wishes it could be as good as Santa Claus Conquers the Martians.
Thing is, right, the TV show they did of it, way better than the sequel.
But why? There's a third movie as well, which I saw. And when I came,
there's five of them.
When I came out of the third movie, I was so angry it's in that movie that I reversed out of the car park with my friends and crashed into a car behind me, which I had to sort out.
Three's way better than 2. 4's better than 3, and 5's better than 4.
No, 4 is terrible. 3 is better than 2. 4 is terrible, which is really annoying because it brought together both Connor and Duncan.
Yeah, I like 4.
I used to love the TV show, man.
Just stick
show's
with
really
one
good.
movie.
I've not seen The Source.
Anything else?
I've not seen.
It's all right.
Highlander The Source.
All right.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's not brilliant.
I bet it's not.
It's all right. The first film, though, again, it's an understated masterpiece, and people forget about it. Get that watched.
New podcast series, Gadget.
Watched.
You want to watch all the Highlander films?
No. Highlanders in review.
I haven't seen them. I'll do it.
I've seen.
There we go.
Candy will do it.
I've seen 1 and 2, and I have no desire to watch the other 3.
Oh, there we go. Candy's not seen it. Let's get on it.
No.
That can be
excellent. We'll move on.
Candy's series.
Go on.
That's it.
Series after Potter.
Yeah.
We've got it nailed down.
And she has to do the whole review in Scottish
Okay.
Oh, Scottish, he said. Scottish. Not Simlish.
Revert back to our Scotch sheep night where we all just went Scottish.
Oh, there's a bit of
So mad at you all.
That was so
Candy, our Scottish bombshell. What's your first award?
So the way I've done mine, I've chosen films that have come out in the last year and a half, well, since the beginning of 2022, and I've got
I thought
nominations.
it was the time, since the beginning of time.
Yeah, yeah. I've got nominations and I got the winner. So my first award is the Shit the Bed Award. So a film that started off pretty good and then shits the bed.
She's going to annoy us with these, isn't she, after that Banshees of Inisherin?
No, I don't think I am. Actually, I haven't chosen the winner.
The Shawshank Redemption.
I haven't chosen the winner, so I'm going to be choosing the winner live.
Strap in.
So the nominations for the Shit the Bed Award are Spiderhead, Don't Worry Darling, Men, and Troll. And
I've only seen one of those.
I think what I'm going to
I've seen them all. I've seen them all.
I think I'm going to choose Men. Purely from...
I agree.
Yeah, purely from how much I was enjoying it to how much I didn't enjoy
what
the
happened?
ending. My God.
Yeah, I agree.
Hell.
I agree.
Yeah.
That is the worthy
Awful.
winner of that Razzie.
Yuck. Yeah.
I like Spiderhead all the way
I
through
actually
it.
didn't think Don't Worry Darling's ending. I like the concept of it.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was
I like
that
it as
bad.
well.
It was just
I think the trouble with that for me was that they opened up a few things right at the end of the film that needed to be expanded on. So I think it was
Yes.
the owner of the company. She was like, right, I'll do it myself or something like that.
Yeah.
Or time for me to take over.
Oh,
and
yeah,
then it
yeah.
just went
I'll do it
nowhere
myself.
with
I also think putting Harry Styles across from Florence Pugh was a big mistake.
Well, he might win an award
Yeah,
later.
it should have been me.
Nominations.
Should have been me across from Florence Pugh.
Settle down, Noodles.
Would've
Don't
been
make me get the
perfect.
who's.
I should have been across her on a lap. Next. I'm sorry. I mean, we'll move on to Stick. I can't help it sometimes. Comes out. The goblin comes out. I'm trying to be good.
No, I'm sorry. Because Candy's not finished what she.
Oh, have you not?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've got a bunch of awards. I've got like 7 awards, so we can move
Okay,
on.
that's fine.
I've got loads as well.
I've got a worst performance of the decade award.
Oh.
Ooh.
So this is my worst performance of the decade award. First up, we have Jared Leto as the Joker in the Suicide Squad.
Oh.
Next up, we have Jared Leto as Dr. Michael Morbius in Morbius. We also have Jared Leto as Paolo Gucci in the House of Gucci.
It's me, a Gucci.
And coming up, fourth is Jared Leto as Neander Wallace in Blade Runner 2049.
Ooh.
Oh, God, he's so shit in that.
God, he really drags that film down from a 10 out of 10.
Oh, he slows it down, doesn't he? He slows the film down.
But let's not forget there were glory days of Leto, though, or Leto, whatever his name is. He had some good roles. What's happened?
He took the Joker on.
Dallas Buyers Club.
He basically did Dallas Buyers Club, then decided, I'm going to be really shit.
Yeah.
It was like
Time for me to start fucking things up.
Got nominated for an Oscar and started
He's
huffing
good
his
in
own
Lord of War
farts.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, he did. This is literally what he did. I looked it up. Like these are the 4 big ones he did after. He's done a few of the little ones in between, but the 4 big ones he did after Dallas Buyers Club. And so obviously,
he does make Blade Runner not a 10 out of 10, doesn't he?
He does.
I ignored that and still gave it a 5 out of 5. But yeah, Jared Leto, my worst performance out of them lot is the one that I haven't even seen, but I've seen enough clips of it and enough impersonations of it to know
Scorched,
that it's Paolo Gucci from House of Gucci.
I watched that film.
You're talking like
so
it
you didn't
is,
have
and then
to.
we do bobbity boobity boobity bobbity. Jared
There's
Leto
a
do the bobbity
scene-
boobie.
There's a scene where he
Jesus
looks like he
fucking
forgets his
Christ.
line and he just goes, and he just does this with his fucking hands. It's so racist.
I have not even seen that film because that performance and every single clip I've seen puts
It's
me
enough
off
to put you
wanting
off,
watch
isn't it?
I watched
Biggie
the whole
watched it as well,
thing.
didn't you? Yeah.
I loved it. I thought it was a brilliant film.
It's a great
He is
film.
But he is
the
so
film's good.
weird.
I mean, he's
Yeah,
not in it
he's
that
Sounds
much.
really good.
No, but every time he's in it, it turns it into a farce. It's so weird.
Adam Driver's really good.
It shouldn't be a case, though, for your
Driver,
prestige biopic drama to have a smaller character role distracting from the quality that everyone's talking about. How fucking weird is Jared Leto, rather than saying how amazing is Lady Gaga in this, for instance,
Yeah.
you know.
Like if you,
The
I
thing
was
is,
actually going to do this
everyone
myself
else,
with him.
Everyone else in that film, I mean, they were like Italian Americans. I'm pretty sure Leto's like Eastern European American. and they gave him the biggest Italian role of a lifetime. He literally said, he literally does that.
Yeah, but he plays
with the hand gestures as well.
Way.
Yeah.
He did it with the hand
Oh, it's
gestures.
so bad.
Honestly.
Everyone else is so good.
That month that was out in the charts, in the top 10, every single week, creasing myself at Mark Commode, losing his shit.
Yeah, that was great.
And doing his Jared Leto impersonation for like that little like week, a month or so when it was in the
Oh,
charts.
so bad.
He was just ripping it so much.
But it's a good film, though. It shouldn't put you off the
Well,
film.
that's part of Commode's review, because Commode's review is balancing how much he actually liked bits of that film versus how much he did not understand Jared Leto's inclusion in it.
I just don't get why you were there at all. They could have had anybody. Anybody.
Well, the thing is as well, the Gucci family have come out and said, like, the character that Jared Leto was playing was not this person.
Nothing like him.
Like, he did exact opposite things of what the real person actually did.
They were all just like, Jared,
It was.
please, can you stop? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's me, Jared.
Thing is,
This
right,
is my normal
the guy he
accent.
plays, he was supposed to be right quiet and stoic and stuff, and in this, he's like fucking Don Corleone on speed. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Oh god, it's a good film though. Don't let it put you off. Just skip past it. He's not in it that much. Fuck. Great. I'll do my first award. Award for most overrated game of all time.
Oh.
The winner is Skyrim. Right. Listen, in
Candy,
preparation
it's okay.
for this,
Breathe through it, Candy. You can do it.
for preparation
I was
of
braced
this,
for Killzone.
I omitted it from the Nexus. I've been playing Skyrim this week to try and get past all the just shite that I've felt for this game, and it's just not good.
You can't
Gadget,
be
you're not
playing
a
it
big fan,
now.
are you?
In hindsight, it's a 12. How was it? Like 10, 11 years old?
I'm playing the PS5 version of it.
Oh, that doesn't. Yeah, but it's not. No.
Yeah, I agree.
You can't do this.
Fuck off.
It's not.
Candy, I am a big fan of Oblivion. I'm a big fan of Morrowind. I'm a big fan of Fallout 4. I'm a big fan of Fallout New
Better than
Vegas.
Fallout.
I don't hate Bethesda as much as you think I do. This game is not good. It's shite.
It's not shite. It might be shite
overrated
playing it now,
dross.
going back. Did you play
Oblivion
it?
still plays good. I played Oblivion a few years ago. It's
No,
fine.
it
It's
doesn't.
good.
I'm not.
This
No,
This is
Like
just
Skyrim, yeah.
Oblivion, but upgraded. Like I don't understand how you can say
It's not really, because Skyrim takes a lot out of Oblivion. Like Oblivion had quite intricate dungeons. It didn't have as many dungeons as Skyrim, but the dungeons that you had were kind of curated and intricate. Whereas a lot of the ones in Skyrim always feel very copy and paste. But also the fact that then we established the term in gaming of the Skyrim door, where you go through it and there's a convenient exit at the end of it. And like shit like it. But also just like I never liked the way that the stats worked. I never liked the way that I didn't mind some of the combat work, because again I'd gone through Morrowind and Oblivion. Like I knew what fucking floaty melee combat in first person was like. It was fine. I think for me what suffered with Skyrim was that I didn't like the way the quests were dealt with. Like because my first Elder Scrolls game was Morrowind. And I always loved that. You go into a place and you talk to someone and says, "Oh yeah, head west and you'll find where you need to go." And that's the only instruction you get. You don't get a
You are
marker
literally
on
an
your map.
explorer, aren't you?
Yeah, you have to work it out and work
There
out how
isn't
to
a
find this
compass.
place. Yeah, which is not good for convenient game design in the modern age. But like, I think Skyrim makes it too easy to play the game.
I have not died.
That's not going back to that. That's not a Skyrim thing. That's a modern gaming thing. Modern games just hold your hand. That is not Skyrim that started that.
The thing is that angered me, right? I went in, I did my research, I went for a good build, and I was going to go for like a sword mage type build. And it turns out, the only way to do it is to be an archer. It's the only way to play this game.
No,
I'm just be an archer.
No, I have.
I was never an archer.
I have half magic, half sword normally.
Yeah, I was always. I'm literally like I am when we play D&D. Going and
most
fucking knock the shit out of stuff.
Of all time.
No,
I
Candy, I've just added a new one. Most overrated games. Souls games, there we go.
Yeah.
A lot of them are overrated.
Some of them are.
But yeah, some of them are very overrated.
I'm not allowing you to have that
It's
award.
overrated.
No, I'm not allowing you to have that award.
It's done.
No.
Iggy, what do you think about Skyrim?
Never played it, mate.
There you go. He's not bothered, and he is the best gamer I know.
Thank you.
So hasn't finished Dark Souls though.
94% Metacritic.
That's what I'm saying, overrated.
96% on the
Overrated.
Xbox. Not overrated.
Overrated.
I will say to calm passions, I get why people like it. I'm just saying I don't like it.
I've tried so many. I've tried about 4 fucking times to really get into it. Do you know how far I got? I got to the bit where you go up the mountain and you go, and you get all them shouty bits and stuff. And I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this.
So you barely scraped the surface of the game, and
Yeah, exactly.
it's the most overrated game.
Again, it's the Half-Life 2's not very good. How much have you played? An hour.
I was going to say, actually, Oodles, I will take their side of this. At least I fucking finished the game.
Worst combat in gaming, Witcher 3. That's another one that's going
It's
on.
not
No,
very good. The
that's a
combat in
fucking
Witcher 3.
agree. That's a hard agree on that one. It's fucking terrible.
It's not very good combat. He's trying to get me, and it's not working because I agree with him. It's terrible combat in Witcher 3. Terrible. You got anything else to try and get me at, Stig? There.
Yeah, all the games you like are shit. There you go. Moving on.
Overrated. Stig, no. Who haven't we had?
Me.
Gadget.
So my first award goes for worst actor in a franchise. And there were lots of options for this one, but the thing is, the first option that I wrote down was the right one, because I'm going for Tyrese Gibson as Roman in Fast and Furious.
He is the worst thing in it.
Now he is not the worst actor in the series, because that goes to Lucas Black for fucking Forrest in Tokyo Drift.
Not
However,
called Forrest.
he's not called Forrest. I can't remember his name, but we call him Forrest.
Call him Forrest Gump.
Yeah. However, Tyrese has been in more of the films, and as an actor, I feel he is completely incapable. I'm not entirely sure he 100% of the time knows where he is or what he's supposed to do. I don't believe that he sees a distinction between himself and Roman.
No, there isn't. He's playing himself.
Yeah. And I worry about the man's health and sanity.
No, but can't you think back to Fast and Furious 2? How serious he was in that in comparison to what he is now.
I will say, however, of the later Fast and Furious films I've seen, my favourite parts of them have been the points where Roman is getting mugged off in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, like, he's a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
Mate,
like
wait till you get to number 9. The stuff they do with Roman in number 9.
Get ready, mate. Get fucking ready.
For instance, Fast and Furious 7, when it turns out that Roman is afraid of heights. And what is their plan? Parachute cars at the back of a plane. Yeah. I enjoyed that sequence, not because of the action, but because Roman was suffering.
It gets higher.
It does get a lot higher.
I also enjoyed in the planning phase where he insisted he would be the one to make the planning decisions. Then they say, go on for it. And he gets absolutely mugged off because he has no answers. He is the worst character. And Tyrese Gibson is the worst actor. And the funniest part was there has been, because when we're doing Too Fast, Too Curious, which Biggie,
wasn't
we need to record
he in Transformers as well?
He was in Transformers. Well, he has tried several times throughout the run of Fast and Furious to get a bigger role for himself in the films, or to get a more prominent role for him, or higher up on the billing. And you know what? The only way that he managed to get his name higher on the billing for a Fast and Furious film was because Paul Walker died. Numerically, he went up the list then because there was one.
He's got up the list now because he's got up the list now.
Maybe Tyrese cut his brakes
because after the beef between The Rock and Vin Diesel, Tyrese had to go at The Rock as well. And everyone was like, mate,
stop sucking Vin Diesel's dick.
You are coming for The Rock. Vin Diesel might have a bit of leverage here because of the franchises that he's put out. You do not. You can't come for The Rock. Sorry, just no.
The American institution that is The Rock.
Yeah.
You can't fight The Rock. The Rock is immortal.
But I mean, the thing is as well, Tyrese Gibson will take any job that's offered to him. So, he was in Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen and Dark of the Moon. He was in a film called Black Nativity, which I think was a Hallmark film. But he was also Simon Stroud in Morbius.
He was, yeah.
Yes, he was.
He was in Morbius.
Yes, there he was.
And he's got a film coming out soon, an upcoming horror thriller film called The Skeleton, where he plays Detective Cyphers. That's currently
It's got
filming.
fucking Candy Machine written all over the skeleton.
Oh, yeah.
Was he a rapper or a singer before?
Singer.
Movies? Singer.
Singer, yeah, R&B singer.
Yeah,
Not very good at that either.
No, also one of those R&B singers where his first album was titled with his own name.
Tyrese.
1998's Tyrese.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah,
Auto-tune before auto-tune was a word.
yeah.
I'm just saying that. Saying
So,
that.
but yeah, as an actor,
He's been through his fair share of ladies, though. He's a ladies' man.
he is genuinely terrible.
He is. Worthy winner. Who have I not got? Have I got
I do
everyone
like
on this
that
round?
Ejectocito cuz line though.
Well, yeah, but that's a crime of the writing as well. However, I have seen enough times now, it's kind of made its way to TikTok as a thing when someone throws something, just shout, Ejectocito, cuz!
Yeah, it's a
Which
thing.
I think has ingratiated itself to me slightly. In the moment, I fucking
There's even a
hated
nod
that.
to it in Fast 8 as well.
There is, yeah.
Oh, mate.
Have I got everyone
Can't
on
wait
this
till you
round?
watch Fast 9.
Yeah. We need to record
I've got
Fast
everyone.
I know,
Too Fast and Furious 8.
I know, but
Guys,
I can't wait
less
till you
fast chat,
Can't wait
more
till you watch
razzes. Come on, time is of the essence. Have I got everyone on this round?
Yes.
Yes.
I think I have. Back to Candy.
I'm going to do two. First one's boring. Second one's quick. So
Go.
this one
Title of your sex tape.
is worst.
I was just about to crack it. I was about to crack it.
Also the name of my autobiography.
Sorry.
List of lovers. Right, so the first one, worst sequel. Thor Love and Thunder, Lightyear, Death on the Nile, Halloween Ends, Scream, Fantastic Beasts, The Secrets of Dumbledore. And I'm going to go with...
Thor, because you're not in India.
Yeah.
Ends.
it was
it's gotta be
almost
Halloween
Fantastic
Ends.
Beasts, but it's Thor. It's such a fall from grace. What
Thor
happened?
is shite.
Shite. At least Fantastic Beasts was shit in the first place.
yeah, that's true.
Hey, you're not supposed to. Spoiler alert! I don't know if those films are good or not. Come on,
You don't need to
We're
watch
watching
those.
them.
We're doing Harry Potter.
We're
not
doing
the-
them.
Not
Fucking
the
Harry
Beasts.
Potter, we're not doing Fantastic Beasts.
Is that not a part of the Harry Potter world?
Not in my...
Yeah, but
Sort
they've
of.
cancelled
It's the wider universe, but it's not
this
related to the Harry Potter
spin-off,
story.
but they've cancelled it, so we're not even going to get the end of the
Is
story.
it like the Snyderverse of Potter?
Yeah.
Oh, I will not bother with that then. Yeah, fuck it. Brilliant. And your next award?
Second award is the Character Assassination Award, and the nominees are Marilyn Monroe in Blonde,
God, yeah.
and the winner is Marilyn Monroe in Blonde.
I knew you were going to do that.
Fair.
The fellatio scene will go down in infamy
Don't say go down.
as.
I'm
Oh,
just
I did. I
refusing
meant
to
it.
watch it.
Stig, it's the most offensive piece of cinema I've probably watched in the last 10 years. It's disgusting.
Yeah,
It's fucking horrendous.
I'm so looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Or
me
Marilyn
too.
Monroe film, Anna de Armas. Yeah, and then it came out,
It's not that.
and I heard everything. I was like,
It just turns out the director hates women.
nope,
Yeah.
not for me.
And likes hurting women. Anyway, let's move on to. I'll do my next one. The overrated band of all time, and probably the most annoying band ever, and a band that actually makes me feel a bit sick. Award goes to
Imagine
the Red Hot Chili
Dragons.
Peppers.
Oh, I agree with that.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I can't stand them.
Because I think the Red Hot Chili Peppers are one of the most overrated bands of all time. They make me a bit sick.
Oh my
We're going to
word.
California, then we're going to go to California. On the way to California, we're going
Somebody's
to California.
been watching TikTok.
It
Yeah.
does my fucking head in.
I
It does
wholeheartedly
the
agree
whole,
with that one.
I don't.
the whole fucking back catalogue of everything.
Really?
Do you know, I like, is it Under the Bridge? Is
Under
that
the
the
bridge,
one?
yeah.
That's probably the only song I like of theirs.
Californication. was all right.
Californication is an awesome album. So
I think I think they're more overrated than like Nickelback and all them. I just think they're one of them bands that everyone like. I fucking love Chili Peppers. Do you though? Do you really?
no,
don't think people
I just
do.
really like Californication, and the follow-up was really
Yep.
good. There's some great
By the
good
Way.
stuff on. Yeah, By the Way was good. Blood, Sugar, Sex, Magic has some great songs on it.
Yep.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
everything
I'm
up
sure.
everything up to By the Way, I'm pretty much enjoying, and afterwards.
Are you
it
on?
just
Are you on
got-
my side here, Candy?
got really
Absolutely,
dull.
100%. Hate
So,
them.
Girl.
In the bin.
Let's also not forget that Anthony Kiedis has rumours of noncery around him as
That's
well.
what I'm... Yeah, he's definitely...
California.
Yeah, Nancy.
I'm a
What?
Nancy. California.
Really?
Yeah, apparently at one point he had like a 14-year-old girlfriend or something like that.
Brilliant. Even better. That makes my award even better. Let that sink in. Chili Pepper fans, let that sink in. I'll do my next one really quickly. It's not a quick category though. So the You're Fucking Crap at Acting award goes to Paulie Shaw. The reason I'm bringing Paulie Shaw up.
Paulie Shaw.
The reason I'm bringing
20 years.
Listen. The reason I'm bringing, because this Renaissance, this Brendan Fraser Renaissance is
Have
coming.
you watched Encino Man recently?
Everyone started to say Paulie Shaw should come back because of Encino Man, California Man. Paulie Shaw should come back. He's done some great ones. I mean, fucking Biodome.
No one said that.
They are all saying it.
No one's saying that.
Saying it.
Isn't
It's
he
a
You're on
thing
the wrong
as
side
well?
of the internet.
It's a thing. And people are saying, bring him back. I think Paulie Shaw is one of the worst things of my childhood.
If you Google Paulie Shaw, the people also ask question is what made him famous. So I don't think anyone's calling for him to
Exactly.
come back.
I think he's fucking shite.
Oh, he's
absolutely
awful.
shite.
Oh, I thought it was the guy from Jersey Shore.
Do you think I've ever watched Jersey Shore?
There's somebody called Paulie in it, I think.
Is there?
It's
Is it
not
Paulie
him.
Shaw?
It's not Paulie Shaw.
Was he in Biodome with one of the Thingy brothers?
Well, see, this is why I had to
One of
look
the
him up because I thought
Baldwins?
surely not. No, not the same
He's
person.
fucking shite.
But maybe
I've
we
been
should
seeing
bring
it
back
a lot
Jersey
lately.
Shore, Paulie.
I'll send you some links. I'll send you some links about people saying Paulie Shaw, it's his time to
He's
shine
not
next week.
wrong. Fucking hell, literally, first Google search. Can we take a moment to appreciate the fact that two of the stars of Encino Man won Oscars last night? I think it's time for Hollywood to give Paulie Shaw his
Thank
look.
you.
No, deserve comeback. Fuck off. This is still from the Paulie Shaw vehicle Encino Man. Oh, no.
Told you.
And it's
Told
because of a joke that Jimmy Kimmel told at the Oscars, that's why.
Everyone's talking about it. People are saying like get him in a really dramatized film and he's going to be brilliant in it. He can act. Paulie Shaw can act. He can't. He's terrible.
What he did say,
Terrible.
Paulie Shaw did tweet out saying that Jimmy Kimmel poked a joke at me in his monologue, and I loved it. So he did take it in good faith.
I don't
At
care.
least.
He's still fucking.
He's still
crap.
terrible. Yeah, don't bring him back.
Don't bring him back. Paulie Shaw. Fuck that
The
shit.
the last major thing he starred in was Pinocchio, A True Story, which is the really cheap version of Pinocchio that came out in 2022.
Yeah,
True story.
Made in Russia.
three versions of Pinocchio came out in the last year.
Yeah.
There's only one good one.
Public domain, baby.
Only
Public
one
domain.
of them is worth watching.
Yeah, he played Pinocchio. Paulie Shaw played Pinocchio, everybody.
I'm not lying.
Paulie
His
Shaw
nose getting bigger.
played like 4-year-old Pinocchio. What, he's got like
Yeah.
the brain cells of a 4-year-old.
I've got these strings. They hold me down. Fuck off, Paulie Shaw. Hope you die. Fuck off. Right, Stig, give us two of yours.
Right, the most brain dead decision of the last year award. We have
Oh, okay.
first
This podcast.
the Academy snubbing the Batman for the cinematography,
Yeah.
releasing Sons of the Forest in early access,
That's really got in your eye of that, hasn't it? That's really fucked you off.
Netflix cancelling 1899,
Yep.
Warner Brothers canning Batgirl,
Yep.
or putting important episodes of The Mandalorian into the middle of Book of Boba Fett.
That made me laugh.
All of them. That's it. Because people are watching The Mandalorian now thinking, hang on, he left. They split up at
Why's
the
he
end.
got the dark saber?
They left, they left at the end of season 1 and 2. They split up. Like, why are they back together? What's going on here?
because they got back together
Yeah.
in that, didn't they?
Because the two really important episodes are in the Book of Boba Fett. But because everyone said the Book of Boba Fett was shit, because it is shit, no, people didn't watch that, and now they're confused as fuck what's happening in Mandalorian. Anyway, that isn't my winner, though. That's a really shit decision. My winner is Warner Brothers canning Batgirl.
Yeah, that
Because
was a dumb
now
decision.
that it has an Oscar winner as the bad guy, who was going to play the bad guy in it.
Who's
even
that?
Brendan Fraser was the bad guy in
He
Batgirl.
was playing
Who was he playing?
Playing Firefly.
Firefly.
Fuck off. No way.
Yeah, it looks even more of a brain dead decision.
Oh, wow. That'd been good. Who's playing Batgirl?
Oh, sorry, I can't remember. I apologise.
Get your keyboards out. Get your keycrons out.
Batgirl. It was Leslie Grace.
Yeah, Leslie Grace.
We had Michael Keaton back as Batman. J.K. Simmons was as Jim Gordon. Yeah, and
I'm just googling Leslie Grace. 1 second.
it's just looking more and more like an idiotic decision when
Oh, she's gorgeous.
I
when
mean, it always was an idiotic decision,
to
but now
write
it's
it
even
off
stupider.
as a tax deduction not give us that film when the other.
Was it finished then?
Yeah, ready to go.
No, it needed a few special effects, but pretty much everything else was done. Yeah,
Can't they like fan pay for it? Can't
No,
people
no,
like
it's-
crowdfund it?
they can't
No,
release it because they've wrote it off as a tax write-off, so they officially can't. They can't even just say oh, here it is.
If you worked for that studio, you'd leak it, wouldn't you? So it could go on pirate.
I think maybe one day we might finally. It's locked away somewhere, but like, yeah, it's just looking more and more.
I know
now.
this happens to quite a few like films. but
Not usually
Batgirl's
something that's
big.
high profile, though.
But I just
Yeah, we said Batgirl's massive.
It's just another brain dead decision by Warner Brothers, and with what they've been doing in this Warner Brothers Discovery in this last year about what they've been doing with cancelling things and changing things and moving things.
They don't know what they're doing, do they? They ain't got a
They've
fucking
no idea
clue,
what the fuck
Warner
they're doing.
Brothers.
They're also considering changing the name of HBO Max to something else.
To what?
Because they think HBO puts people off subscribing.
What? One of the best prestige fucking
Because
drama fucking
apparently
channels
the
of all time.
the rumors are that they think that that's why, because people who want the casual kind of stuff that Warner Brothers are putting out are put off by it, the fact that it's HBO, and they think it's going to be too involved.
Good.
Yeah,
Too good.
they just, I don't understand what's going on with them, and Canning
Wow.
Batgirl is just ridiculous.
Yeah, fuck them. Fuck them in the bin.
They could
Yeah,
say
enjoy your
we've got the hot topic guy at the moment, Brendan Fraser. He's an Oscar winner now, Best Actor, and he's in our film. Go see it.
Yeah. It's huge,
Now
isn't
they
it?
can't do
It's
that
huge
because
pull.
they've fucking just binned it off.
She looks gorgeous as Batgirl as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did
And-
good work on the costume.
One new award that I've just come up with tonight: worst special effects, Ice Spiders.
Yeah.
I can think of worse.
I've heard terrible things of Ice Spiders.
Excellent.
I've
Excellent.
seen it. It looks awful. It's getting a Razzie.
You should hear the sound effects. Perfection.
Biggie, throw us two our way, mate. Throw us 2 awards our way.
Very quick one. Shite sequels that should never have happened. Ghostbusters 2016. It was a great idea, but so poorly executed.
Is
No
it a
chemistry,
sequel
no
or a
comedy.
reboot?
It was
Just
a reboot movie.
boring.
It's reboot.
But
It is not good. I agree, though.
It's awful. I don't even remember what
It's
happened.
nothing to do with the cast. I will admit that. It's nothing to do with they're all females.
Yep.
I'm
No, I
not
I
against
enjoy
that.
some of the cast. The film is just shit.
It's just
awful.
shit. It's got no soul to it whatsoever.
Superman 4, just dire. Completely lost its fucking way, that dude. I tell
Superman
you.
4 makes me giggle, mate. That makes me giggle
It's
so much.
bad. It's
I
so
just,
bad.
I can't even
Funny.
talk about it. Just, I beg you, if
It's
you really
so
want to know
funny.
how bad it is, watch it. It's so
Nuclear Man.
Nuclear
Oh.
Man, yeah?
Did they even got
Speed 2. Oh, sorry, go on.
They got Hackman back for Lex Luthor in that as well, didn't
Yeah.
they?
They did,
Yeah.
yeah, they did.
Wow.
So funny.
Speed 2. Listen back to the previous pod episode where I covered that.
Cruise Control. It's great.
Yes,
great film.
it lacked any form of representation of speed at all times.
You mean a boat
And-
that goes 5 knots? Tops.
And the Fast and Furious franchise, but I can't talk about that due to contractual obligation to discuss it
Not
on
wrong
another
with
pod.
that. Sequels and that, mate. Not wrong with them.
Great franchise. They get better.
In fact, it gets better midway through.
No, it doesn't.
It goes.
The winner is all of them because fuck those movies.
No. Come on. I'm sorry, but Speed 2, Superman,
I know you're sorry.
and the other one, what?
They're not in the same league
Like,
as
they're
fucking
way worse
Fast
than the Fast and Furious films. And you
I,
know
they're
I
not.
can see that as well, Biggie. That's not right. The Fast
No,
and
they're
Furious films
not.
are better than Speed
It's
2.
my
They're
award.
even edited better, and the sound better, the look better, they're acted better.
None of them
Wait,
have any
maybe not
redeeming
that.
features at all.
slightly.
Sorry, not going to have
Superman 4 is an atrocity.
Superman 4 is not better than any of the Fast and Furious films.
I think Highlander 2 is better than Superman 4.
Superman 4 is
It's so bad.
so fucking shit.
It's terrible. It's terrible. It's terrible. What's your other one?
Battlefield Earth.
Is that the award and category as well?
Yep, it deserves a Razzie
What's
purely.
wrong with Scientology propaganda in film form, mate? What is wrong with that?
Well, I think
What
you
could
just
go
covered
wrong?
it. It's an American science fiction film based on the novel by
It's not fiction,
L.
it's
Ron
fact.
Hubbard. Well, yes, allegedly. It was directed by Roger Christian and stars John Travolta,
Who's
Barry
happened?
Pepper, and Forrest Whitaker. film follows rebellion against the alien Cyclos, who have ruled Earth for 1,000 years. It released to critical and commercial failure. Battlefield Earth is frequently described, again, as one of the worst films of all time. Reviewers criticised nearly every aspect of the film, including the acting, characters, direction, cinematography, pacing, editing, screenplay, special effects, musical score, plot holes, and lack of action, originality, and character development. Audiences were reported to have ridiculed early screenings and stayed away from the film after its opening weekend. It's already received 8 Golden Raspberry Awards, which until 2012 was the most Razzie Awards given to a single film.
Is that famous Forrest Whitaker interview where someone's asked him about Battlefield Earth? He went, I've never heard of it. He just completely said, it's not a thing. But I think he was a Scientologist for a bit as well. So
Travolta had converted to Scientology in 1975 and subsequently became one of the Church of Scientology's most prominent supporters. Hubbard sent him an autographed copy of the book. And he reportedly hoped that Travolta would turn it into a film in the vein of Star Wars, Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Travolta described the book in interviews as like Pulp Fiction for the year 3000 and like Star Wars, only better.
I would love for us to one day someone get some cameras inside that fucking place.
Yeah.
we're not rich enough.
No, but I just one day something
mate.
has to come out about what goes on there. It's so
There's
bizarre.
a load of like celebrities that have escaped the church
So bizarre.
after like persecution and like getting like being refused jobs because they left the church and stuff like that. There's some right horror stories about that.
Who was that actress who was married to
Leah Remini.
Yeah.
No,
Katie Holmes.
Katie Holmes. Yeah, she got away from Tom Cruise, didn't she?
Yeah, and she got loads of abuse for they tried to steal a fucking kid off her.
Yeah.
Fucking
All
weird,
sorts of
man.
horror.
But Travolta in a later interview said, look, I don't want everybody to try Scientology. I don't really care if somebody thinks that. I'm not worried about it. You can't be. The truth of why I'm doing it is because it's a great piece of science fiction. I'm going to be the wickedest 9-foot alien you've ever seen in your life.
I got dreadlocks.
And a massive forehead.
I fucking adore in that film that, one, every camera angle is a Dutch angle. The camera is never level in that film. And two, there are just these scenes of John Travolta and his co-stars just laughing. Not about anything. They're just this really creepy kind of laugh all the time.
They were the baddies. They were the Thetans.
Oh man, it's fucking nuts.
Evil Thetans.
I've never
And
watched it.
we've all got Thetans
never gonna
inside
watch it.
us, guys, and we need to get rid of them by paying money.
I thought the
But-
things were the goodies.
Part
I
of,
don't know. I can't remember.
part of me,
I can't remember.
part of me wants to read the book just to see what an incomprehensible mess that is as well. Because
What if you start turning around and being into it?
I'm not going to be into it, man.
I'm worried for you.
L. Ron Hubbard was a fucking lunatic and a pretty shitty sci-fi author by all accounts. I kind of just
Apparently
want
his
to witness
grammar's
it.
terrible as well.
Yeah.
Like he needed an editor, and no one dare edit him in case he got
It cost
murdered.
them
There's a
73
reason Garth
million.
Marenghi was based on him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It cost $73 million to make with a $20 million
$73
dollar
million
budget on top
Box
for,
office.
1999.
for marketing costs, and they
I
ultimately
think it made about
earned.
$2 million.
It made 21 plus million in the United States and
That's
Canada,
terrible.
and about 8 internationally. So about 29, just under 30 million.
I've seen that film in its entirety.
I did too.
It is shite with a capital sh. Absolutely terrible. Gadget, have you got a couple?
Yeah, I've got a couple. So, my Razzie winner for worst people in the world.
Yep.
The fuckers who review bombed The Last of Us for Bill and Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Fuck those guys.
Get in the
Fuck
bin.
that part of
Get
the
in the fire.
internet.
Bigots.
Absolute horrible things, because that is one of the greatest episodes of TV that I've ever seen, with two standout
Stunning.
performances from two brilliant actors.
I've watched that episode 4 times now.
But no, because boys kissing it gets review bombed by
Boys kissing is
Neckbeards.
sexy, guys. Get over it.
yeah.
It's sexy.
Get into it.
And Streisand.
Bit of beard love. But yeah, it's just one of those things. It's like it's really kind of ruined the discourse around The Last of Us, just the way these people reacted to
has.
it, and it's pissed me off because it is genuinely one of the best TV shows.
And don't forget, Ellie's not hot enough.
Yeah, she's not supposed to be hot. She's 14. You
She's
bastards.
14, you fucking pervs.
Anyway, moving from one of the best couples I've ever seen on screen to the worst on-screen couple.
Okay.
There's going to be hot contention for this one because there's been some shite in the last year.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
No, we're going with Sam Worthington and Zoe Saldana in
Oh.
Avatar. Because
You mean zero chemistry vacuum? That
yeah, I think Sam Worthington makes
see
Zoe Saldana is a.
one? I see you.
Yeah, I think he makes her a worse actor because
It does.
she is a
She's
very
brilliant.
good actor. But
She's brilliant.
sitting in the cinema watching Avatar 2: The Way of Water and watching the two of them, there is nothing believable about them as a couple or as a
I don't
performance.
even think she likes him.
She's pretty much against him most of the time, and not in a like, oh, I'm battling you for the good of our family. This is, no, she clearly fucking hates him. She wants him
I don't
dead.
think she liked him in first one. I think he kind of forced himself upon her in a weird way.
But there is
She
nothing
didn't like him then.
There is nothing there is no chemistry between the two actors. Granted, yes, they're all in
No.
CGI, so it's kind of a harder thing to do. But the performances do not sell that they are a couple in love.
The humans were there on set. They were actually playing
Oh,
that
yeah,
part.
I know, it's
And
motion
there's-
captured.
There's no fucking chemistry whatsoever.
It's fucking terrible.
I can't believe you don't like that film, bro. Because I can't believe you don't like it.
Oh yeah, well there was also a subtle third award there for the worst dialogue in a film, and that goes to in the last year, and that goes to Avatar, just for the fact that the kids say bro and cuz all the fucking time.
Doesn't make any sense. Where have they picked this language up from?
On the streets, mate.
Don't
The
have
streets
YouTube.
of Pandora.
Oh, it's just
Don't forget to like and subscribe, bro.
yeah, they're watching fucking PewDiePie every weekend.
Yeah.
Nah, fucking hated that film so much. So yeah, there's
Shite.
three quick ones for you.
Any more from other people? Let's just quick round robin it.
Yep, I got.
Stig, you got any more?
I'll let Candy go. It's fine.
I'll finish mine
Oh,
off,
she's a
shall I?
gent.
I'll be quick.
All 7 of them.
Yeah. Right. So we got wrong actor for the role. Nominees are Tom Holland as Nathan Drake, the bloke from Run Direction and Don't Worry, Darling, Tom Hanks as the Colonel in Elvis, Jared Leto, Morbius, and Nicolas Cage, Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
How can he be the wrong person for the role?
It's about him. It's about him. What? It's a great film. It's a great film.
And the winner is
Fuck off.
Nicolas Cage as Nicolas Cage. He does
No,
not
no,
capture
it's-
Nicolas Cage at all.
No.
Fuck off.
Your movie taste is terrible.
I didn't say the movie was bad. I just said Nicolas Cage was bad as playing Nicolas Cage. They should have got
He's
someone.
brilliant in it.
They should have got someone more genuine to Nicolas Cage. He just doesn't understand, man.
It's Nick fucking Cage.
Exactly.
Right. So I've got a
Stop
preempt.
her whine.
No,
I
you
do.
can't stop the
Yeah.
wine. Right, we've got a preemptive award, preemptive Razzie now for, and this is the Let's Face It, it's going to be shit award. So we've got
Starfield.
Magic Mike's Last Dance, it's already out, but I haven't seen it. Cocaine Bear, Scream 6, also already out, hasn't seen it. Shazam! Fury of the Gods, Evil Dead Rise, Fast 10, The Little Mermaid, Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, The Flash, Indiana Jones: Dial of Destiny.
Just naming all the films coming out.
Evil Dead's been getting
Yeah, it's-
8s and 9s.
Fast
It's
X.
been getting
haven't seen that. I haven't seen
really
that.
good scores.
I haven't chosen
You
my
won't
winner
like it
yet.
because it's a good
Yeah,
film.
but yeah, Ken doesn't like good films.
You will probably like Shazam! Fury of the Gods because it'll be a 4 out of 10.
I mean, that's bombed in its first weekend, that already.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
it's
to-
absolutely
I'm
been
trying to
fucking-
decide
I don't think
my
that's anything-
winner.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Candy, I don't think that's anything to do with the film's quality. I just think that's because the DCEU, everyone's like, what's the
Yeah,
point in
it's
me
getting
going
bombed
to see this
through, yeah.
film that has no...
When you don't,
Doesn't
it's going to
go
get
anywhere?
retconned anyway.
Yeah.
Well, my winner's going to be Transformers: Rise of the Beast.
Yeah,
Does
obviously.
look really shite.
Nailed on.
Right.
Nailed on.
Next
Nailed
one.
Nailed on.
Only 2 left. Worst actor in a leading-ish role. Jared
Leading-ish.
Leto, Morbius.
I wish the Oscars did that. Leading
It's
ish.
usually called, it's called supporting. Supporting.
No, it's like it's too big for the supporting, but not big enough for the lead. So it's
Yeah. Chris Pratt, Jurassic World Dominion. Zac Efron, Firestarter. Tom Hanks as the Colonel in Elvis. And Amber Heard in the Johnny Depp defamation trial. And
It's not a film.
the worst actor in a leading-ish role goes to Amber Heard in the Johnny Depp defamation trial.
Yeah.
It's too long, that film.
But her dog stood
Couldn't
on a
finish
bee.
I did like the shitting on the bed scene.
Amber
I
Turd.
do.
Stop being
Oh,
mean
it's
to
my
Tom
best-
Hanks. I know that accent is fucking stupid.
Are you ready to fly?
He's large. I don't know why the real Colonel doesn't speak like that. He just speaks like an American.
That's the whole thing. Like, that's how people didn't understand that.
When Baz Luhrmann's gonna Baz Luhrmann, he will Baz Luhrmann.
He learned hard.
He got caught out in
He
real
learned
life
so hard.
because he was an illegal immigrant, but no one knew because he didn't speak like a Dutchman.
Exactly.
Whereas Tom Hanks just saw,
American accent.
I'm going to go full on Dutch.
I love gold.
He's almost on that level. I fucking love that film, but seriously, like that voice, man.
And the final one, the biggest one of the evening, the worst film award.
She's going to pick June, isn't she?
No, I was tempted to put that in, but I haven't. The Bubble, Firestarter, Black Adam, Crimes of the Future, Troll, Morbius, Moonfall, and Jurassic World Dominion.
If it's not Moonfall, there's something wrong with these awards.
It's worse films than Moonfall.
There's a film that I hated more than Moonfall. I found Moonfall like kind of somewhat entertainment.
Yeah, it's your cup of tea.
Yeah. And the winner is Crimes of the Future. I hated it.
Yeah,
I fucking despised it. It made me feel sick. I hated it that much.
I didn't.
I know. I just don't get it at all. It was the ears. The man dancing with the ears all over. That's the point where I turned it off. And
you didn't finish it?
No. But my finger had been teetering on the turn off button for ages, and then it was the ears.
You've got a turn off button on your remote. I need one of them.
Well, I can also tell my Alexa to.
Oh, nice.
Alexa, fuck this shit off.
Okay.
It's good.
I'll do my last couple of awards. I've got the worst reboot award and unnecessary reboot award, and that goes to a film I watched today, The Matrix Resurrections.
Yep.
You said
My God,
it's a sequel.
Thank you.
A reboot sequel. You know what I mean? They're trying to reboot.
You said you weren't going to watch it.
I did watch it in the end. I watched it today.
It's worse than 2 and
Told
3,
you.
isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It makes 2 and 3 look like fucking The Godfather
Matrix.
Part 1 and 2.
There's only one Matrix film. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a fan-made film by Lana Wachowski. It just... I'm so bored by it all.
Yeah.
They made it into a computer game. I know Stig's talked about this. They made it into a computer game, didn't they, Stig?
It's shit.
It's
it's shit. That's all. It's
just really bad. It's just really... I love the first Matrix. I think the first Matrix is a fucking masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
Genuinely. But fucking hell. And my final award is my award. Thanks for Ruining the Country I Live In by Just Existing award. I had 3 nominees for this, but I'm just going to give you the winner. It's James Corden.
Yep.
Again. Because, like, my wife's got American friends. Obviously, she's American. They always, when they're on Zoom and stuff, like, oh, you're James Corden. You sound like James Corden. I do not sound like James Corden.
I mean, plaintively, you don't. He doesn't have a Yorkshire accent.
To their ears, I do. How fucking
Offensive.
awful is that? I don't even know where he's from. Is he from like fucking London or something?
I think that could be considered a hate crime, Oodles.
I think like I had obviously Piers Morgan and Rishi Sunak as the in the nominations, but I think James Corden's done worse for the country than them too.
Yeah, you can't vote him out.
You can give him his award when you go back down into the fire, Candy.
Yeah. Oh yes.
I'm not going in.
Oh yes.
I'm fighting for this one.
For patrons, you'll find out very soon. Yeah. But yeah, they're my awards. Any more, guys?
2 more.
2 more.
And Keanu Reeves is getting his 2nd award after the Matrix Resurrection.
Yeah.
For a remake that's absolutely terrible and pales in comparison to the original, and it's for The Day the Earth Stood Still. Because I watched,
that's awful.
I watched the classic version of the original version of that quite
so
recently,
good, isn't it?
And it's fucking excellent.
It's
and Michael
sensational,
Renner
that original.
is so good and charismatic and amazing that role.
Yeah, he is.
And Keanu Reeves is boring as fuck in the remake and does
in
nothing.
everything he's in. I mean,
sorry. Specifically that he's just told to play it as I am a alien being and I am really boring and I've got...
No, I remember on the casting couch, they went, Keanu...
He's an alien in every movie he's in.
I want you to act like you in this film.
Whereas Michael Renner is just Rennie.
He's brilliant, isn't he?
Yeah, he conveys emotion and he talks about things and you understand why he's doing what he's doing and why he's come here and that. And
it was also
it's a fucking
unnecessary
classic.
It was also a completely unnecessary remake that didn't understand what made the first one so good.
Exactly. It's just they just wanted to go. Oh, let's put a big fuck off robot that's gonna.
It's like they had that run, didn't they, where they were remaking all the classics. Like they did War of the Worlds with Tom Cruise, and I kind of like that remake.
Not too bad. It's not.
I kind of like it, but then they did that. They did loads, and none of them ever. They did the Thing reboot and stuff. It's like
too bad.
Stop.
It's just not as good.
It's just not as good.
Did the Day of the Triffids remake ever come out, or is that just a rumor?
No, that's coming up. That's coming.
Oh, is it
coming?
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't want to.
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
And one last award.
They're doing Little Shop Horrors again, aren't they? As well.
Yeah. One last award. The most boring news story of the year. Xbox's attempted acquisition of Activision and Sony getting their knickers in a twist.
And due to that award, they've been spoken about again on this podcast.
That's ironic because it isn't from me.
It was a big news story. But now I am bored to fuck of it.
And I didn't mention it, and you have.
I know. That's why
the 12th
that's
week
why it's getting
running.
a Razzie.
Yep, not from me.
And that's it. I'm done.
Well done. Any more?
Yeah, I've got three more. Two of them have kind of already been covered though, so they're very quick. Worst person working in Hollywood, it's James Corden.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's not me saying worst person in Hollywood because
that's two Razzies.
Yeah,
one.
multi-award winning. Him and Keanu.
Worst person in Hollywood is still Harvey Weinstein, but he's not working in Hollywood anymore. So
he's kind of in prison, isn't he?
Yeah. Worst film of 2022, Candy, you got it wrong. It's Moonfall.
It's not
Moonfall.
Moonfall.
It's terrible.
It's not Moonfall.
Do you know what? Moonfall's that bad. Independence Day 2 is better. And that's a shite film.
Independence Day 2 is better, but no, it's... Oh, God. I'm going to find out what I've said was the worst film of 2022.
While you're doing that then, Stig.
It was Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Fucking horrendous.
Yeah, and that's how you fucking kill a franchise, isn't it?
Well, speaking of killing a franchise, my last award is the worst video game character of 2022, and I'm going with Jacob Lee from the Callisto Protocol.
He's terrible. He's fucking terrible.
He's terrible, given the fact he's played by a Hollywood star, Josh Duhamel. He is
from Transformers.
From Transformers, true, yeah. He is the most vapid, boring, Captain Generic character that's ever been put into a game. And
Great forehead, though.
Amazing forehead. Normally, I don't care about that, but he's trying to... Like, the actor is trying to give this high drama thing, and the writing that he's been given is just, oh, look at that, there's monsters coming. I'm going to hit them with a stick. That's interesting. I should move on to the next thing. And stuff like that. There is no horror in it because the character is never fucking scared. And the character is just shit and just makes stupid decisions that's against his own interest. I'm still mad about this game.
It's just another way for Gadget to run on the game. I love it.
4 months down the line, I'm still mad about this game.
I can't wait to our best and worst things of the year.
The problem is that game also wins an award for Waste of a Great Actor, Sam Witwer Award.
Yeah.
Because he's the best thing in it, and he's in it for 2 minutes.
Until he mutates as the last boss.
Yeah.
Also that wins an award for Waste of a Good Audio Drama Before Release.
Yeah.
I think it's won most awards this evening.
That was great.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's my last awards.
Excellent. Have we done with this part of the podcast?
I think so, unless Biggie's got any more.
No, I'm done. I had Jared later, but Stiggy had already done that.
As always, links to all our extracurricular activities are in the show notes and at modernescapism.co.uk, and please consider becoming a patron.
We do have some feedback, though. We do a quick couple of feedbacks.
No way.
I'll just rattle through them. Xenos has suggested, can we give one to Death for making the absolute worst decisions? Yes.
Yes.
It's necessary. It's a cycle, guys.
I'm not giving it to him.
But he makes bad decisions at the wrong time.
Yeah, he picks the wrong uns, doesn't he? He picks the wrong uns.
Yeah. Angry Kurt first suggested Rocky, which to which point
Fuck off.
Stig suggested.
I've literally said it on this show. It's one of my favourite sagas of all time.
Yeah.
And he's just fucking shitting on it like that. I bet he likes Skyrim and all, doesn't he?
But he goes on with his genuine feedback, which says a couple of suggestions, which are a couple of books. The first one is Secret Footballer on Tour. I enjoyed the previous 2 entries in the series about a secret footballer who talks about his time in the game. There are theories online as to who it is. The previous books provided good insights into the sport. However, this was utter rubbish. It was just all tales that totally lived up to the stereotype of what a footballer would do abroad between seasons, who has more money than sense, and was just everything I could read in the newspapers. It was so bad I don't even think it was the same person.
It's Gareth Bale.
Now, I giggled at when I pre-read this. I giggled at the second one. You ready for this, Noodles? The second book is one I was recommended on this very podcast, and that was
if it's Rendezvous Rurama, I'll kill him.
No, and that was a sailor who fell from grace from the sea. Boy, did I hate this book. Its main crime that it was painfully boring with far too much description in every sentence that should ever be acceptable, but, without going into spoilers, had a sinister edge to the story which I thought was off-putting. Thankfully, I have read much better Japanese novels since then. And if you know why Oodles is laughing, you know why Oodles is laughing.
Oh, I can't believe he's brought that up.
Not Lolita, Kurt. You didn't want to.
I assume he probably chose not to read Lolita.
Every time.
So,
Kurt, he's the fucking only human being that can kill me with laughter. I swear to God, every fucking time he gets me. He got me on Deep Dive Lounge, big style. Oh, God. Yeah, that's he's an animal, that kid.
What's he referring to? I don't remember any of that at all.
We'll tell you after when we're not recording.
There's more feedback.
Is there?
Yeah.
Oh, God, Kurt needs to stop sending feedback because he's ridiculous. He makes me giggle too much.
Plenty posted some.
Oh, okay. Hang on 2 seconds.
He did. Where's it gone?
That's it for the feedback, Oodles.
Excellent. As always, again, links to all our extracurricular activities are in the show notes and at modernescapism.co.uk, and please consider becoming a patron to help support our endeavour. Patrons will get access to the green room, and the freeloaders will have to make do with what they get. Next week, it's going to be another knockout episode. We're doing Best Picture Oscar winners, and we as we usually do, we're going to put them in a bracket, and we're going to argue which film is the best of the Best Picture winners. I think it's going to be good. It's going to be a great one.
It's going to be chaotic.
It is going to be chaotic. We're going to be arguing. We're going to be scheming. It's going to be fantastic. But this episode has been long in the tooth, as it is. We have got the award for longest podcast. It is now time to end this podcast. We'll see the patrons in the green room. For everyone else, cheap bastards, good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Right.
Where's your feedback?
And the golden raspberry goes to you, the listener. Ladies, gentlemen, and variations thereupon, this is Modern Escapism.
What was that?
That was Discord muting him blowing a raspberry.
I liked it.
Just sound like a bee fart.
We now have a sting at the end of the podcast.